Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Say it.
What?
Say it.
Hey, be nice. They've been dumping
Get
on
us
Joseph Quinn.
cancelled. Tebello, say
Hey,
it. Get us cancelled. Please.
get
Let's
yourself
go.
canceled. Remember, he's
Get
got his
yourself
own
cancelled.
show.
Get yourself cancelled.
This man
Because
has his
whatever you're
own
gonna
show,
say
and he's
now,
saying you must
Let's
cancel
riot
yourself.
here amongst friends. Welcome to yet another episode of the Nerdgasm podcast.
and I've made a comment on TikTok. We are sober, but I'm telling you, man.
And you can find me on Meister Geek Media. Hashtag Reach Us to Chala campaign.
Except Jack had to find someone from Africa. He's so plain.
Okay, I'm tebellokhala. Welcome to Nerdgasm. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Nerdgasm podcast, featuring part 2, the second part and final part of the Iwaju review. Introducing my guests, Mr. Zuko, take it away, please.
Dumelang bagaetso ne phetse fela bjang. Welcome to the show. You're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be beautiful. My name is Zuko, aka the Fire Lord, aka Kortezzee, the tallest short man you'll ever meet. It's gonna be a good show. Subscribe and all those nice things. Please.
Mr. Extrodin, take it away.
Hey everybody, this is Mr. Extrodin. Back again, yes. I'm looking forward to this review of Iwaju. You can check out some of my content about all geeky stuff on Mr. Extrodin Things and Mr. Extrodin Universe. And do like and subscribe and share on this channel. We have done X-Men, we have done Deadpool, we've done Avatar The Last Airbender, we've done so many things. So do check us out. Let us know your thoughts, let's get to it.
All right. Introducing myself, this is tebellokhala. Welcome to the Nerdgasm podcast. You're welcome. Yes, my low self-esteem is on an all-time high, given that this week I managed to upload no less than 3 videos, working on a 4th one. I still need to upload the first part of Iwaju. I think it's coming up later today or tomorrow, depending on the schedule. So the first part is coming up recording weekend. Now, guys, welcome to behind the scenes, dear viewers. Sometimes we record things in advance so that we get to have a proper schedule. Okay.
Yeah.
Ding. Now that I think we need to waste about another 5 minutes because the disclaimer is still scrolling past our heads as we speak.
Oh yeah, I see it. There it is, right there. Right there.
Yeah, the super slow crawling disclaimer that takes about 5 minutes to pass by our heads. Usually we have a tangent here at this point and we talk about someone. So I think our second most tangenty element is not here today at this moment. So that's why we are a little more focused.
Yeah.
When it comes to a lot of the tangents, it's me and then it's BuckMeister.
He's definitely coming.
So
Oh, by the way, I was talking to Minato Namikaze earlier on.
Oh, really? How?
Well, it's actually online.
Minato?
Yeah. Come on. Guys, we spoke about this on Tuesday that you know who I think Minato is. You know, I'm Shikamaru. Who are you again?
Oh.
We'll have this conversation offline, it's fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think I said I was Choji.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. Hey, sorry.
Page 52, people. Page 52.
Anyway, yeah, and I was supposed to be Hashirama because of my god complex.
Yes.
Oh, so how is he doing?
Ashi!
It's fine. It's fine.
Cool. Anyway, we look at my hair. I need to get a haircut urgently. Look at this thing.
Hey, bruh, like, yo.
But every time I look at us, I'm realizing we as millennials are aging well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
My cousin, oh, we have a live audience today. Say hi.
We have what?
We have a live audience today. Hi.
Hi. Please note that Nerdgasm is taped in front of a live audience.
Live studio audience. All right, welcome to an episode. Anyway, I wanted to say he mentioned that we, the reason we're aging so gracefully is seems like Gen Z seems to be out drinking us by leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Are we sure
No,
though?
it's all the GMO in the food. No, it's all the GMO in the food. Have you seen how rough they're growing? They'll be 16 looking like they're 20 something. It's all the nonsense in the Kellogg's and this stuff.
Didn't we get GMO as well though?
Yeah, we did.
Mm-mm.
Yes, we did.
No, no, listen. The levels were not the same. We were still more healthier. Now the levels have increased.
There are others that they also put. There are other things that we ate back in the day. You just think, how did you survive?
Hey, brother.
And somebody said, no, it's all those preservatives that they put in the food that we eat that's preserving ourselves. Because look at us go. I remember there's this person on TikTok who was going on about how he's turning 38, or he's 38 turning 39.
Yeah.
And he looks 30, and this woman came in and laughed at him, saying, like, dude, the level of delulu you're having, dude, you actually do look 30. And like, yeah, but I'm 38. And
Yes, sir.
the funny thing is, she looked like she was like a fellow age mate in the 30s. Girl was 20.
Mm.
Yeah, no.
I was like, no.
There's definitely.
Did you see that one?
Which one? Am I lost?
Where he talked about how he's 25, but and then he even brought Method Man on, and they actually look alike. And
Oh yeah.
Method Man, he looks like he's 2 years younger than Method Man, and he's like
Who's
decades younger. He's like
Jordan the Stallion.
Who?
Jordan the
he's the recipe king.
Jordan the Stallion. I don't know who Jordan the Stallion is.
Who do you follow on TikTok?
Hey guys, not
Missing
my
out, bro. That dude.
What is your algorithm looking like? I am so curious now.
dog. It's you guys mostly. Like my algorithm, it's just my friends.
Okay, then again, my algorithm is a hot mess. This morning I was bombarded with Christian TikTok. I don't know how I fell on Christian TikTok. I was listening to pastors. If you do not raise your kids according to the word of God, you will not be. And I was like,
It is a sign. It is a sign.
that I'm going to
Easter next. It's Easter next weekend. It's a sign. It's a sign.
Oh, that I'm supposed to become a Muruti. Imagine me a Muruti.
You'd be shocked that the kids will actually listen.
Let me type.
I just pictured you a Muruti, and then when a child turns away from sin, and you be like, "It was all part of my plan."
You know, did I send you that video about that Brazilian TikTok? Was that if church was an anime?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Which one?
The power of
It
Christ.
actually seems like they did that skit at church. Eh?
You know, there was a church. There was a crucifix right there. Like, is this how I fall? I got you, brother. Not bad.
Are we doing the anime? What's happening?
All right, let's get round to it. I think we've spent
Wow,
enough.
we just went on a wild tangent.
Yeah, because you needed the scroll to keep scrolling. I think the time is gone now.
Yeah.
We can hope. Otherwise, shame. Future Tebello, we tried, ne? When you're editing this, we tried. Anyway, Like I mentioned, we are going to record the second part of the Tabaza anime. Before we continue, cue the Tabaza anime, the Tabaza anime news, theme. Good day, good day. Oh, good day, morning, or afternoon, gentlemen. I'm tebellokhala. This is the Tabaza anime, and I'm going to be reading a news bulletin. There are currently 1,111 chapters of One Piece, and I'm going to be reading the latest headlines. Oh wait, this video is brought to you by in sponsorship of Khala Corporation. Khala Corporation, the future of South African entertainment.
Oh, I came at the ad break.
Huh?
Yeah.
Came at the ad break news.
Oh wow!
That's the right pose.
You know?
Zig zig zing.
Yes, right there. Overlord say, oh wow, what a name! I'm gonna try and say it nice because I really am friends with the Japanese, unlike the French. Overlord say Okaku had anime film trailer reveals a fall debut with four more cast members. The Overlord, they revealed a trailer on Friday for Keijo the new Overlord film. Translated to that whole thing was translated to Overlord, the movie Holy Kingdom, the Holy Kingdom arc. Get it correct? The new film project by the Overlord anime. The company revealed that the film is going to be released in this fall, which means for us, it's the Northern Hemisphere, so it's going to be a couple of months. We are in the fall.
We are in fall right now.
Revenge of the Fallen.
No.
So it'll be spring. It's spring for us.
That's spring. It's our fall. So it's going to be September-ish.
I guess it depends. It depends on Netflix or Disney Plus, wherever it's going to be airing this side.
Crunchyroll.
I don't think Disney Plus will take Overlord.
Crunchyroll.
Crunch.
Crunch. So it's going to be this September. There are going to be four more cast members. The English title for the film Overlord is going to be Overlord: The Sacred Kingdom. The trailer is available for you to watch if you look at the Anime News Network website, but I believe it's also available on YouTube. We are not going to review it because many of our co-hosts here are not really that much into Overlord, so it's just for me and my nerdy friends, my other nerdy friends.
It's depressing, Chief. That show is depressing.
Which Overlord? Ein Summer.
Yes, Ein Summer.
Yeah.
Okay, now
I know that's my ish.
Okay, I have a very blown up picture.
Watch it. I don't mind watching it for the sake of the review.
If you're gonna review it, I'll trudge through it. But after that,
have you guys even watched Overlord?
Yeah, I did. Okay. That's why I was depressed for a week. Because there was that one. There was that one.
Depressed?
No, dog. First, it was the lizard people, and they were just trying to defend their home. And Einstein was like, "Yeah, we gotta take this over now." So everybody's like, if they keep stepping up here, they gotta die. Then these lizard people try to do whatever they can, and they just don't stand a chance whatsoever. And you're just like, "Yo."
So,
when you get to that,
does that mean that we're not gonna be watching Promise Neverland? We're not gonna review Promise Neverland, and we're not gonna review what's the other one that I was thinking about now?
Promise Neverland is not so bad. I mean,
Assassination
bad in terms of. I'm saying bad in terms of depression. It's not that depressing. But the anime season 2 was butchered. I don't know if you want to sit through that. Like season 1 was good, and then season 2 they destroyed it. So, but getting back to Ein Sama, the other one there was a guild, and there was like these characters in the guild, and they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take care of this family member. What." And then they come up against who? Ainz, and you're just like, yo. And then there's another character that I really like, and like he was like, if it was another anime, he'd be the protagonist. And then he also comes up against Ainz, and you're just like, I know what's gonna happen here. Yo.
But look at the bright side. The lizard people are prospering now more than they ever had before.
Yeah, they had to lose how many members to get?
He resurrected them. That's the funny thing about Ainz. It was like, Okay, that was fun. Come back. Let's go.
And then, but you also took a couple for experiments, remember?
Well, that's demiurge. If there's one thing you do not want to end up being a subject of, demiurge, albedo, and neuronist. Absolutely not neuronist. Rather choose death.
So this is basically a mini review at this point.
Well, anyways,
Hey.
my reasoning as to why I dropped the show. That's I was just like, yo, I.
So long as
I
where's
dropped
my
the show
where's
because
Naruto? Like, dog, I had to. No, I'm saying it was good, but every time I watch it now, I need therapy. I was like, where's Naruto? You are my friend.
By the way, I know.
remember
I just,
we were saying that people will be on the bad guy side or whatever. I guarantee you there are people who are on Ein's side.
no, because Irons. Here's the problem. Irons is the point of view character. So it's designed for us to feel sympathetic to how utterly clueless, at the same time utterly the utter desperation of the situation he is in, because he is literally trapped in this skeleton, unfeeling body, and now he needs to also project this image of this supreme being that everyone looks up to.
Grand, wise, supreme ruler.
And
I
you
mean,
can
the
just
thing
see
is, the difference between like him and when somebody says I must feel sorry for like Aaron or whatever is that I'm like Aaron is not special in his world because you can't tell me just because his mom got eaten by a titan now he's entitled to all the nonsense that he's doing. I'm like, dog, Levi is right there next to you.
you
If
know.
Levi can find a way to say, okay, we shouldn't be doing this, I don't think you have any justification for what you're doing.
And you know what's the funny thing?
Uncle.
It's the same argument people give for Anakin Skywalker apologists who are busy going like, oh, it's because he lost the people he loved. Obi-Wan is the living embodiment of how much of a hypocrite Anakin is. Obi-Wan lost just as much, if not more. If you look at the things he lost in his life,
what did he lose?
his master, his love, his
His love. Who's his love?
Sabine's sister.
I think it was Sabine's sister or something.
Yeah, Sabine's older sister.
Oh, this is post trilogy stuff.
This is in Clone Wars, yes.
Okay.
And so basically, the dark side kept taking things. Oh, evil people kept taking things away from him, but even then, he never.
No, but
He lost his pupil.
That man.
Hmm?
Obi-Wan can't be corrupted though.
Which is why he's like the.
But that's the point we're making. I get it. Anakin is like, oh no, bad things happened to me, and therefore I became who I became. So we're saying like, those things also happened to Obi-Wan, and he didn't become corrupted.
I mean, granted, the Jedi Order is nonsense for everybody. Like they didn't help Obi, they didn't help Qui-Gon, they didn't help Anakin.
Yeah, even with the reservation.
But you know it's the government, guys. You know the government. You can't expect.
Anyway, we are going straight into Star Wars now. If you go into Star Wars,
Yeah.
you're going to be stuck for another 5 hours. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
get
yeah.
right to the. Oh, I think does it conclude? Oh, I wanted to ask a very important question about what are you guys thought about anime-based movies?
The thing is for me, if it's not in canon or continuity, I don't care. Like every time I see like a Naruto movie, I'm just like, okay, but this is now he's just got a random rainbow Rasengan. I don't know why I'm watching this. It's not going to affect anything. But like if we get something like JJK Zero with Yuta, that makes sense to me because that's adding to the world of JJK and that's explaining certain things and it's explaining certain characters and all of that stuff. So I like those types of movies. Like even the Demon Slayer Mugen Train, that stuff adds to what I'm watching. If it doesn't add to what I'm watching, it just feels like filler that I don't need to pay attention to. And it can look pretty and beautiful, but it's filler. I don't.
You know what I like about
I think it's also it's a cash grab as well because I mean, if as BuckMeister just said, if it's not in relation to the story, if you're not making a movie about a character that we've heard about, but we don't really have any information about them. If they're not progressing, maybe there's an arc where it was inferred in the main storyline, and then they do the movie about it so that we see what actually happened. Then it's just a cash grab.
True.
Like I would watch a Minato movie all day. Like a movie about Minato, I'd be there. But
I'm
like,
basically
Yeah.
I'm basically with BuckMeister on this one. A good example for me would be Cowboy Bebop the movie. Cowboy Bebop the movie. Some would actually argue that it's better than some of the episodes in the series. Because I remember I showed it to my cousins. I showed them the movie first before I showed them the series. They loved the movie. The series they couldn't really stand that much. Not that it's bad, but it's not as compelling as the movie, I guess. So for me,
I
if
never watched the Cowboy Bebop movie.
you
I
should,
still haven't been able to finish
you
that
should,
series.
you should watch the movie. Like the thing is, the movie, you can watch the movie by itself without
Like
watching the series.
I haven't watched. I
I'll
don't think
give
I
it
finished the
a.
series.
I mean, I enjoyed the series for what it is, but like the way it ended, I was just like, eh. But maybe I'll have a look at the movie.
And then I think the other one I would say Ghost in the Shell. Even though I think the movie came out before the series, but the standalone movies are really good in my opinion. I'm not talking about the live action. I'm talking about the actual.
Scar Drew.
So
With Asian
Yo,
ScarJo.
just
so,
just a
yeah,
quick side note. Just a quick side note. The way they ended that movie, saying that they put an Asian brain in a white woman, I was like, yo.
that they dealt with whitewashing. This is the best we can do.
Yo. When they say whitewashing, they meant it for real. Like that's not even like whitewashing would actually be nice. They actually white bodied. They took an Asian brain and put it in a. I was like, yes. Hollywood. Ha.
For days.
Hollywood, Hollywood.
My thoughts on the matter. I think I see your guys' point of view. I also think why bother making something that's not canon when we all know the amount of investment that goes into making a feature film, and I think if you think about, even looking from timeline wise, films were always considered the optional extra in the world of anime. Nobody really put that much into it. If you look at the level, and I'm talking about movies, if you think about Dragon Ball Z movies like Coolest Revenge,
Tree of Might.
Tree of Might, the animation is crap. I don't care what you're gonna see. You might just say, "Oh my god!"
Oh,
Tree of Might was good. Tree of Might was good.
Some of the animation is good. And Tree of Might is good. There's this other one, man, the Garlic Junior one. The martial arts in that one is really good.
Yeah, okay.
Also, there was also the other one. What was the other one with that robot?
Junior.
That robot guy. Like at the end, Gohan
Oh,
like
Android.
raped.
Is it Android?
No, not Android 13. It's
Oh,
no. Yeah, what's this? There's no Super Saiyan in it. Goku can only go. What's this? KO can, and basically at the end, like Gohan rages at a machine or something like that. A bridge did. Is it not? No, it's not Tree of Might. What was
It
it?
sounds like Garlic Jr.
no, it sounds like the one with the Namek villain, no? Is it that
No,
one?
not Lord Slug. Not Lord Slug. I'm trying to remember. Like
Oh wait, it's coming to me. Said big ass brain.
yes.
Dr. Willow.
There we go, Dr. Willow. I forgot the movie, but Dr. Willow. There we go.
I don't
There's
know.
a sequence in there that's
I don't
amazing.
remember that one.
But no,
I don't
He tries to.
remember that one.
But also, the first Broly movie is good, though.
Okay.
He's part of the Red Ribbon Army. He was trying to get revenge on Goku and his family and whatever, and he used machines and everything. And there's like a sequence where Goku is like flipping through machinery with the power pole and whatever, and it looks really good.
Now, all right, compare that one and that level of detail compared to a movie, the disaster movie I was referring to would be like Cooler's Revenge. I
Yeah,
don't-
Cooler's Revenge is nonsense.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh,
I mean, it still does look cool.
Is it
still
Bao Broly? Bao Broly or something?
Ooh, Fire Broly
pun
was
intended.
terrible.
Terrible.
You see what
Ooh.
you can
I
see?
didn't watch that one. I actively avoided watching that one.
No, I saw 5 minutes of it by accident, and I was just like, "This is yes."
By accident. Yeah.
My argument is that you can see clearly this is sometimes a project given to the B team.
No, I
And
don't.
that was given to the F team. Though.
Yeah. So sometimes the B team does come out and bring out all its big guns. It comes to play.
Oh.
Am I lost?
No, it's not
No,
true.
I mean, it's not. It's
FT. You froze a little bit on my side, but you guys are back.
Okay, hi.
okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
What were you saying?
Zuko, can you guys hear me?
Oh, we didn't hear anything you
Yeah, I
said.
can hear you.
Oh,
I
sorry, you
didn't
were
say
saying
anything. I
that?
just said I didn't watch that, and then I just said that you guys were frozen for a bit, but you're back now, and I can hear you.
That being said, now in today's day and age, the situation has changed. Point of reference, nobody really goes to watch movies out there anymore. So we can stream movies just as easily as you're watching an episode of a show. So if you make a movie, you can put your A team, you can put your foot in it, and you can also make it canon, basically. That's what I'm saying. Movies nowadays are just basically super long episodes of whatever the show you're watching. And
Yeah, I mean, also because like when you look at the animation, like the JJK movie looked really good, but like the JJK anime also looked really good. So some people were just like, did we really need to go to the theater to see this? Like they could have just made it an OVA, and then it would have been the same. The result would have been the same. So I don't know.
Yeah, and
I mean, again,
find other properties like Dragon Ball Z, that makes movies, and then do a series based on exactly on what happened in the movie and change a bit of like Resurrection F.
Resurrection F is one thing. How about Beerus?
Yeah, same thing.
Battle of the Gods, yeah.
Battle of the Gods. It's
Oh my
literally
God.
the same thing.
It's like the first one.
But like the thing that sucked about it was that the Battle of the Gods looked so good, and then you get to the anime, and then they just cut the budget. It was just like, guys, why don't you just take the movie and
And chop it
somehow
up.
Yeah.
and somehow split it into the anime? Then, if that was what you were gonna do.
So I think to conclude, my thoughts is anime movies are getting into a certain direction where it becomes easier for it to become canon, and I don't think I personally feel like I'm okay with that, so long as they don't do Resurrection F, Frieza, or Battle of the Gods type of things where like there's a movie, then there's like the live adaptation episode by episode. Why waste our time? We are watching it in the same.
They do stuff like with Pokemon, right?
Like I said, it becomes a cash grab.
Like the first Pokemon movie seemed like it was canon. It was part of the storyline. That was fine. But then the problem now is now you have like Pikachu, I Choose You or something where it's like a retelling of the story without Mr. Brock or something. I'm like, why are we starting all over again? Like, what's the point?
Is there more than one Pokemon movie? Really?
Dude, there's so many Pokemon movies that came out after the first one. Yeah.
Never heard of that. Are you sure that?
You got me. You got me. Good one. Good one. You got me there. You got me.
I know that some.
D canon no jutsu. Misremember.
That some kids. I remember some guy on TikTok. No, not TikTok. Instagram. He's a good friend of mine. The way he looked at me like I was a trader when I told him I only played the original 151 Pokemon games. Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Green, Red. If I'm really adventurous, I might go into Yellow, but I don't even really care that much for that, for play-by-play. And it looked at me like I'm some sort of freak. That's how far. So if you're the first Pokemon movie, that's why I leave it as Mewtwo still the OG most powerful Pokemon ever to exist. I don't care about Arceus and his big ass head and everything else. That's for you.
Tebello regularly casts genjutsu on himself to make himself forget stuff.
And everybody who tries to release me from the genjutsu falls into a Kamui dimension. Don't worry, I'll release you. Where am I?
And then you find Gal Gadot saying, Tebello, no!
Oh,
Where
yeah.
did that come from?
You know,
Yeah,
somebody,
okay.
somebody was.
Because remember the Kalel no thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
you've been watching the filler episode.
Oh wow.
Somebody's been rewatching the filler episode.
Oh, Lord.
We should have another one of those episodes, really, because that was a
Are
whole
you
lot of fun.
sure? I thought you want this show to be long lasting.
Anyway, I think this concludes our anime news network. Unless you've got anything else you want to bring up.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's not in the Anime News Network, but it is something that we're going to be talking about next week, and I guess we should just also get it out the way. I don't know if you heard about that controversy with the X-Men 97.
I haven't watched it yet, so no spoilers, please.
No, not the spoiler. It's like the director or somebody for the cartoon. He got fired for having an OnlyFans. I forget the guy's name.
In 2024.
What was his OnlyFans?
Why are you asking?
No, there's different OnlyFans. There's different OnlyFans. There's a cooking OnlyFans. There's a what OnlyFans?
Yeah.
The popular one is the one that we know.
Apparently his was the
but-
spicy kind.
Obviously, why would Disney fire your ass if you had a cooking OnlyFans?
No, maybe he had an OnlyFans on the Third Reich or something.
But wait, why didn't they do due diligence before they hired him?
I don't know. I mean, if you guys want to talk about this now, we can, or maybe we can talk about it next week. But it's like, yeah, it was a big deal because he was like the creative.
Let's because we don't know anything about it.
I think we'll discuss it further next week. It will be a nice topic a nice point in our mega episode. Guys, watch the next episode. There's going to be, I think, 7 of us. So get your stamina ready, but things are going to go off kilter next week. We have all kinds of people coming.
You seem to be the
but I just thought you guys should know. Apparently, like, dude is what's this? Yeah, just like dude is. I think he's part of the LGBTQ. I'm not sure, but like, yeah, it was a big deal that he had an OnlyFans and they fired him. But anyway, we'll talk about it next week.
If it isn't Disney torpedoing itself, somebody once said quite well, Disney is its own biggest worst enemy.
Hey, ask T'Challa fans, Chief. We'll tell you. Anyway.
No one does more damage to Disney's product bottom line more than Disney does. No one does it. You can say the competition is doing.
Ask T'Challa fans.
shit.
We'll tell you, Chief.
Like, oh wow, this is an established franchise that could make billions. I think I'll take it and run to the ground now.
Hey, dog, I'll kill the main character and say he can't come back.
We are not recasting Chadwick Boseman. Why? You didn't ask us. Like, why didn't you do like a poll or something? Like, couldn't you like have a say in this, Kevin Feige?
After 1.3 billion, we're gonna just decide T'Challa doesn't exist anymore. Hey, what? Okay. But anyway, let's get back to something that Disney did right.
There's so much story that you need to get. And there's so much story that we need to get through where if you wanted to pass the mantle of Black Panther to someone else, there's still some stories that, at least one more story you could have established.
One more. All the stories are his. Like Zuko, all the stories are his.
No, I'm just saying, if they wanted to establish a different Black Panther, like the Shuri as Black Panther, there was still more that could have been done. So it was still premature, even if you're just saying like, oh no, we want to have Shuri as the Black Panther. You still needed some other stuff to make it more, I don't know, palatable, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, but I'm saying I hear you. But the problem is that whatever they do going forward, it's T'Challa's story. Like 95% of this franchise, it belongs to him. There's no story outside. If you go to a feat list, if you say top 10 Black Panther feats, it's all T'Challa, like from top to bottom.
It's like
So
For you guys, do you guys think that?
Mm.
What do you guys think of the Fantastic Four casting?
it may. I have to see it in
Who's in
motion, I
there?
guess.
Who's in there?
It's
It's
Pedro
Pedro
Pascal.
Pascal is Mr. Fantastic, which is an odd choice, but I think it might work. Then you have Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. The age difference for me that is a bit weird.
Wait, how big is the gap between Pedro and Vanessa?
I think Vanessa is. Just give me a second. Let me check. Uh,
We'll get to Iwaju, guys. We promise.
they know what they signed up for. This is Nerdgasm shame.
Pedro is 48,
Pedro's for the yeah, of course.
and then Vanessa is 35. It's not bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Somebody once said to me quite recently, like the moment you cross the 28-year mark, gaps like 28 to 38, 28 to 40,
But
45.
that's still wild. You're 28, 38. You're
That's a 10-year gap, but it's nowhere near as disturbing as a 38-year-old going out with a 22-year-old.
yeah. No, when you're 30, 30 and 20. Like now, I'm close to 30, and I'm like, bro, if she's like, if she's 25, it's pushing it.
Yeah,
It has to be like 26, 26. Like 25 is like the limit.
that's
Outside
what
of that, it's like, oh.
I just wanted to mention other people quickly. So you have Joseph Quinn, who's Johnny Storm, and then you have
Eddie Munson.
Pardon?
Eddie Munson from Stranger Things.
Okay, wait, who's Johnny Storm? Let me see it.
Joseph Quinn. And then you have Ebon Moss.
Okay,
Bara.
Banderas is gonna be Galactus.
Galactus is featuring in this thing. Oh god, that's so desperate.
Javier Bardem?
I'm so excited to see Galactus.
No, why are they doing Galactus? That's stupid.
Antonio
I mean,
Banderas, I think, is Galactus.
Antonio Banderas. No.
Wait,
No.
I don't know how true this is, but I'm seeing the cast here. I don't know if it's just a
Antonio
rumor.
Banderas.
That does not work. That can't work.
What's the name of
Antonio Banderas.
Oh, but
His
think about it.
accent-
If Pedro Pascal is Reed Richards, dog, then
Well, I can kind of see it with the side.
So the Spaniards are going to battle it out, basically. That's what you're saying.
Galactus, stop it
Ole.
now. No, I shall not stop it.
I shall continue this
Wow,
planet.
the air.
Andale.
I shall devour the planet.
This Joseph Quinn is our new.
Uh-oh. Say it.
Right.
Say it.
Hey, be nice. They've been dumping
Get
on
us
Joseph Quinn.
cancelled. Tebello, say it. Get us cancelled, please.
Get yourself
Let's go.
cancelled. Remember, he's got his own show.
Get yourself cancelled.
This man has his
whatever
own
you're gonna
show,
say
and he's
now-
saying you must cancel
Loyalty
yourself.
amongst friends.
Because whatever you're gonna say now does not represent the channel at all. Please say it.
Why do I feel like I'm being blackmailed with something?
I'm trying to help you. He's trying to get you out of here.
All I just say is, I when I grew up, it was portrayed by a certain actor that made me feel a certain way. I don't feel it here, but then this is not for me. This is not my film. So, hashtag not my Johnny Storm.
I'm feeling
because,
some type of way.
Well, hey, at least you're not. At least you're being at least a little bit diplomatic about it. Other people are just like, this guy is ugly.
No.
Ugly.
I could never say
No,
that.
it's
no.
like
Look
it's
at
like
this
people that
man,
are saying-
the bug eyes.
I'm just
Eddie
saying that-
Munson. Eddie Munson is Johnny Storm. Why are they casting such a ugly? You're like, I wouldn't even like this guy. Wouldn't get my phone number. Like if he takes his shirt off, I will tell him to keep his shirt on. Yo, Twitter went in on him.
It's usually like
Yeah.
that after they watch the movie. When they talking nonsense about Tenoch before they saw as Namor, they said he had a dead bod. Jiggy Jiggy after watching the movie. Oh, Tenoch.
I don't understand, bro.
No,
That one I don't
I mean,
get.
remember Robert Pattinson? People were about to riot when they said he was going to be Batman. Jiggy Jiggy, this is the most perfect Batman I've ever seen. He's so edgy. He puts on the mascara. He's so dark. I'm like, what
I think
happened to the hate?
I think the only Batman that they didn't complain
Ben
about
Affleck, dog.
was
Don't y'all remember Ben Affleck?
Ben
Don't you
Affleck.
remember Ben
That's why
Affleck?
they called them Batfleck. Like they were complaining, but I think Christian Bale they didn't. Nobody complained. I think. I
Nobody
could be.
complained about Christian Bale, but then again, if Christian Bale were to walk
Well,
up,
remember Christian Bale came after George Clooney. So the fact that he looked like Batman and they were taking it seriously, everybody was like, "Thank God!" No more ice puns.
but then again,
Everybody drink.
Everybody cool down. Stay cool. Yeah.
Stay cool. You know what killed the dinosaurs? The
Get
ice
down.
age.
Get down some more. Get down again.
just to conclude, it's just that he's trying to fill in the shoes of Chris Evans, and Chris Evans is you know how I feel about Chris Evans.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I mean, like but that's the thing. At least you're saying that it's just your preference. You're not like how everybody was destroying Joseph Quinn on the internet, and they were just like,
shame.
Marvel, you've insulted me with this casting. It's like, Chief, he auditioned.
Can we please get a good Ben Grimm on screen? I'm not talking about.
Who's going to be the thing? Yeah.
Like what I mean by that is let's get more personality into the thing, man. Let's not make him this.
No, I mean, he was the best. The thing was the best thing about the original Fantastic Four movies outside of Johnny Storm.
Oh
like him
my
and Johnny
God,
Storm.
you are right. Sorry.
Oh. Well, anyway, I was saying.
Banderas is going to be Galactus.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
The
That doesn't make sense. Antonio Banderas doesn't make sense. I love Antonio Banderas. I watch Zorro all the time. I love Puss in Boots. But Galactus?
But guys, remember now. Let's not. Let's see. Let's hear first how he's gonna sound, because if he changes his voice, if he changes how he sounds, he could come across correct.
Yeah,
He is an
maybe.
actor.
But I thought Javier Bardem was in the running. I thought they were going to go with Javier Bardem.
Look, Johnny Storm.
Yeah, but remember, that's already an image that you like. Javier Bardem fits the image that you have of a Galactus, and Antonio Banderas might not, but he is an actor and he can rise up. And the thing is, Banderas is an actor.
But it doesn't make sense that they would open with Galactus. That's because where do they go from there? Like you're doing Cosmic, you're doing Silver Surfer. Like you have to touch so many things in one movie.
And there's no Doctor Doom. Are you telling me there's no Doctor Doom in this movie?
But here's the thing.
But I'm saying, like, even if they're going to Doom, they can't start with Galactus. Like Galactus is world-threatening.
But here's the thing. I'm sure you guys know this. Fantastic Four basically create like the Marvel universe to be as huge as it is because of Fantastic Four. Most people either featured in the Fantastic Four, like most of them featured. The Skrulls came up in the Fantastic Four. Spider-Man, I think. Black Panther. Spider-Man as well.
Spider-Man, he had an issue. Like he had a thing where he goes to go find a job, but it's in his comic books. He doesn't get featured via their comic books, but they do.
Yeah, he does feature there. I'm just saying, like, major characters. Some of them, yes, made their debut in the Fantastic Four, but some also feature in the Fantastic Four. Almost every character you can think of features in the Fantastic Four. Namor and all of that. So Marvel messed up by not including the Fantastic Four at first. I do understand because at the time it was owned by 20th Century Fox. Fine, that's fine. Or Sony, I'm not sure, one of the two. But now that most of the characters that were supposed to be introduced by the Fantastic Four are already in the MCU, who do you start with? Because you can't start with Doctor Doom. Already seen him twice.
No, they've already.
But we need to understand where is the story going to start? Are they rebooting the Fantastic Four again?
Yeah. I think it is a reboot. It is a reboot because
so this is going to be the third reboot.
Yeah. The thing is, they're supposed to be in the 60s. They're supposed to be in the. They have to. You want them to follow Fan Stick? There's no way.
No, but
No, I'm just like, it's like literally you had a chance with the first one. You didn't really take it serious because you just thought, superheroes, comics, who cares? Sharp. And then you came in an era where you realized, holy shit, superhero movies are actually doing the things, and then you still messed it up. So you didn't take it
that's
serious the
Fox.
first time.
I mean, that's Fox.
You took it serious the second time, and both times you messed it up. Like, I'm not holding
No.
hope for the third time.
I'm sorry. Did they really take it seriously the third time? No offense to Michael B. Jordan, I love him to death, but casting him, really?
Look, the thing, when I say they take it serious, they didn't just slapstick it. They try to make a story, but because I remember they saw that Marvel and all things was doing well, so it wasn't just let's put 10 million in this movie and we'll see what happens type of vibe.
Now,
They put actual money behind it. Whether they did it well. Look, you can put money behind something and still mess it up, and you took it seriously. And when I say seriously, I'm talking about the money. They put a lot of money behind that movie, and it was still crap. They didn't put that much money in the first one. That one was at least a little fun, but it was crap.
Anyway, what shall I do to the
So before we close it off, BuckMeister, are you saying that it's going to be based in the 60s?
The whole idea is apparently they're supposed to be trapped in the 60s and they come back out in the modern day. That's
I heard something about that as well. I don't know how
But
true
now,
that is.
what I'm saying is that it's stupid to start with Galactus because already you're blowing your load. Like already, pause, nerdgasm.
It's like a fun
But
level.
already you're. I'm saying
It's too
already
late.
you're.
This coming from a man who accused me of trying to tempt him during his fast.
It's your fault. I was pure the whole day, Chief. Anyway, I'm saying, getting back to it, with this, it doesn't make sense to open with Galactus because, like, already that's too big. It's too hard.
When since Endgame have they made any decision that actually makes sense?
Because King was a horrible decision.
No, like yeah,
Or
it's
rather,
the same.
it was
It's
a
the same
decision,
thing.
but
Like
a horrible execution.
it's different because okay, the Fantastic Four are connected to Galactus, so I can see why. But I'm saying you're starting with such a huge villain. How are you gonna do any build up?
It's like starting the Avengers with Endgame, basically.
Yeah.
But didn't they start Doctor Strange with Dormammu?
No, Dormammu wasn't the bad guy. Caecilius was. What happened is Caecilius was trying to bring Dormammu into the regular world. So Caecilius was the
Wasn't he
bad
not a
guy.
bad guy?
No, I'm saying Dormammu didn't
He wasn't
have
the
any
main.
agency in
He's
that
a
movie. He was
secondary
just a
villain. I
thing.
get that, but
He's a
isn't he like a
secondary
huge
villain.
villain?
Yeah, I'm saying he's a huge one.
He is a huge
But
villain.
I'm saying in that movie he wasn't trying to do anything. That's the difference.
He was more like a force
Doctor
of nature.
Strange, yeah, like if Doctor Strange 1 opened with Dormammu in New York and you see Doctor Strange can barely do any magic shield, how is he gonna stop? How do you believe he's gonna be able to stop Dormammu? Now
Right.
we get to the Fantastic Four. It's like Mole Man was right there. Start with him. Abe, maybe I don't know. Start with Namor since he was there since the 60s or something. Or I don't know. Yeah, do a Nihilus.
Or just introduce them in Secret Wars. I think that would have been perfect. But I think it's probably like they're probably going to do that.
Maybe because I love a super villain with a big flowing cape. Get Doctor Doom right. Is that so hard?
Bro, like at that time for me, I don't think people would be interested.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like Mole Man is right there. Mole Man is perfect.
Yeah,
he's low maintenance. He doesn't require a lot, and he has the moloids. You can do put the city in danger, and the Fantastic Four have to figure it out. You can do something like that.
Also have Voodoo in there, even if he's a secondary character or something.
No, heck.
And do you see why now I'm not hyped about this? Because
I'm not gonna lie. If
how are you getting it wrong this is your third time doing this movie.
And Fantastic Four actually made Marvel to be what it is today. People know this.
Like, remember the
Yeah.
Susan Storm
sure?
with
Are
Evans? There was two of them.
100%, bro.
we forgetting Blade?
No, I'm
I was
talking
about to say Blade.
I'm talking about the comics, not the live action.
Okay.
movies. I'm talking about the comic book.
No. Marvel Comics started with Fantastic Four. People should know that. That's why, as a comic lover and as a villain fanatic, as much as my heart breaks when you're thinking we are leaving Doom, this representation of the live screen, left to these to those two performances, which makes me a bit sad. If you see him in any other portrayal, and I'm talking about animation in the animated series, it's brilliant. In games, for heaven's sake, how can you get him right in a game better than you can get him in live adaptation?
Bro, if you open that can of worms, we won't talk about Iwaju. I promise you.
Okay.
You're making me stick the leader, but just because of Jennifer Lawrence. Like, how does that make it make sense?
Make it make sense. And guys,
You're killing T'Challa when he made 1 billion. So I don't know.
how? You know,
Just because you were feeling emotional.
Let's get to the meat of the matter. This concludes our anime.
Well, to be fair, we're still focused. We are still in the area of Disney, so it's not that much of a tangent.
But this is how we convince ourselves that we are not relapsing.
I hope nobody just comments and says clickbait.
I was here for Iwaju.
Now, please, if it was clickbait, clickbait would have been we review Iwaju and then we end up fighting. Is this our last episode? Nerdgasm gets cancelled. That's my thumbnail.
They're beefing. Oh my God, what happened? Mr Extrodin and tebello. What's going on?
Click below. No. We are still very much in topic.
All right. So Iwaju, you guys finished episode 3 to 6, right?
I watched them all.
Yeah, but I watched it all.
I eated them all.
Oh, not.
Oh, so Mr Extrodin, you also caught up, right?
Now that edit is in my head.
Yeah.
Here, Mr Extrodin, he got me that he just reminded me of a 5,000-year-old advert.
Big Five.
Oh
I
God!
saw them. I eated them all.
This is before my time.
I am pretty sure you weren't even born.
Yes.
Where did that?
He was born, dog. He was 2010. Come on.
No. Either them all is 19th. It's in the 1990s.
Was it not 2010?
No, we were not. We were in primary school when that first advert first came out.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, let's start.
Okay, let's start now.
All right. So I'm
We
saying,
know
Mr.
start
Extrodin,
now.
you caught up on all the episodes also, ne?
Yeah, I watched everything. Yeah.
All right. So episode 3, I believe that is that title? No, that's not Kole.
It's
What was
Kole.
the title?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
Kole.
Kole. Yeah. Oh, and
That's
it
where
opens with
we get a flashback of Kole, so that and then we get basically his backstory and his background.
So,
hey.
true to African form, we get to see how much supernatural pressure Mom put him onto him for him to become a doctor, but we're not gonna judge him on that.
Good God. Every African, do they all have a conference? I just wonder, do they all get on Zoom or Skype and they're just so we're going with doctor this year, ne? Engineer.
Who do they?
We're going with doctor. We're going with teacher. We're going with lawyer.
No.
And
not teacher. Not teacher.
No, not
going
teacher.
with
It's either
teachers no more. Sorry, teachers out now.
Yeah.
We beat with slippers. We compare them to their friends. What am I missing?
You want them to get a specific girlfriend.
Yeah.
Specific
We tell them not to jola. And then when they're old enough, we're like, where are the grandkids? Like what you said, I mustn't join. Like, how am I
That's my
like?
question. Where's my question? Who do they know that is mega super rich? That's either a doctor, an engineer, or a what's
It's
the
not
other?
about it's
Lawyer?
doctor, engineer, lawyer.
Who
Yeah,
do they
those are the
know?
big three.
What's the other one? Thingy, the bank account people. They're making
Oh, an
in
accountant.
accounting. Yeah, or an
Accountant.
accountant.
Accountant. Yeah,
See,
so it's either accountant, engineer, lawyer, doctor, or disappointment. Those are your 5 choices. And it's
Remember, also a lot of these jobs, it's not that they make a lot of money. It's the prestige of the jobs that the
yes,
parents hold them in.
that's why I'm asking. Who do they know that is mega rich? That
No,
is in all of those things.
my question is that do they all get on the same conference call? Like, is this
They
like?
did, bro.
that
They did.
it's them, and in fact basically every Eastern, it's basically African and Eastern families, because if you think about it,
Asian families as well,
Asian families, the same career options.
and they
It's like, I want
also
to
they
be an
quick with the
artist.
slipper as well. They
On
also
whose money?
quick with the slippers.
Yeah.
Like, I
Pardon?
want to
What's
be
your
an
question?
artist. I was like, I want to be an artist on whose money?
Yeah.
Whose money you want to be artisting?
Mom, I want to be an
Yeah.
Dad, I want to be an actor. Oh, sweetie, you mispronounced doctor. It's spelled D-O.
You're gonna act like a doctor. You're gonna go to
Yeah.
school, act
So
like a doctor.
act as a doctor, then you're fine. I think what we missing here, the thing is that for a generation ago, careers like doctors and engineers and stuff like that had sustainability, so there was a fixed income where you can live your life as you can get you can get a mortgage, you can live in a good house, you can live a proper life because of this career stuff. But that's not the case.
But
That's not
also, I
the case
think we
like
need to
anymore.
specify which doctor though. A surgeon? Because I don't think a GP would be. You know what I
No,
mean?
no, no, doctor. They wanted doctor. As long as you had doctor in front of your name,
You'll figure out
you
which one, Chief.
You'll
You'll
figure
choose.
out
you will figure out. You will figure out whether you're gonna be an eye doctor or whatever. But you have to be a doctor. If you are a doctor,
It's
no, my
enough.
son is a doctor. That is. If your name is Dr. Mlambo, hi, that's
And
my
now,
boy. That's my
Because the
boy.
other thing that's crazy is that you can get doctorates in anything. Like, if you guys remember, Hugh
Yes.
Masekela was a doctor of music. So you can get doctorates in anything. But I was like, no, medical specifically.
Yeah, you can. I mean, Madiba was getting doctorates like they were going out of fashion, bro.
so well, I'm just giving perspective to what makes people what gave the craze to my child will be a doctor was the perceived stability that comes with being a doctor, because you see a neurosurgeon living with this big fancy life, and then you think, I want my child to be that, so that we can, and that's the next line, so that we can get out of this place and live in this big house. And I've seen situations where the child you do force the child to become a doctor, but he won't take you anywhere. You'll still stay in the mukuku. He'll come visit, but
That's the thing. Your leaking tap while you were still in college, it's still gonna leak when he becomes a doctor. Nothing's gonna change.
And what's crazy is
But my
that
favorite
like
was
what's crazy
Kima
is that
2000.
go ahead, Zuko, sorry.
My favorite Kima 2000. When our parents like, Zuko, look at your friend Tebello. He's doing so well. And then they turn around, Shaba Motsepe. But look Motsepe, he's doing well. Hey, now what's wrong with him? That's been my favorite comeback.
you know, and
Exactly.
there was
No,
another
I mean,
one.
like for me, like for me, like what's this? The craziest thing is like you should just be able to counter with Will Smith. Like, can't tell me not to be an actor. Will Smith is out here. Like, bro didn't even go to acting school.
Are you Will Smith?
He's
Are you Will Smith? Are you Will Smith?
No,
I can be.
Was Will Smith before he was Will Smith? Nah, dog. My
No, I'm saying like,
2000
bro, he was talking
got the
about
ball,
like he
man.
was broke. Like Will Smith was like on Fresh Prince at one point. He was broke while he was on Fresh Prince. He
Mr.
wasn't on Fresh
Extrodin,
Prince with me.
Yes, sir.
you are scaring me. We have the exact same closet.
Oh Lord.
For a moment there, I thought, is he? I was like,
I'm convinced personally that the four of us, or even the five of us, we're all just Avatar. It's all just different reincarnations of the same person.
Let's tell them the truth, guys. The truth is we all live in the same house. That's the honest truth. Like we don't
yeah,
stay
yeah.
far.
We just do this to make it look
This
like,
podcast is just an
Make it look
illusion.
like we're all related. We're all brothers. Like let's just the cat's out of the bag.
The cat's out of the bag. We've been living in the same house
Fire,
the entire time.
water, wind.
Yeah.
The Avatar could bend all the elements.
Mr. Buck.
okay, guys, we're tangenting again. We're tangenting again.
Okay, well.
Let's bring ourselves to ourselves. So
Look
we
at the
show
fire
that
lord.
we show that Tole is basically now working for Bode, and that the reason he's
Tole,
not
yeah.
in school is because his mother is sick. She took a loan from Bode, and then she got sick, so she couldn't now pay it back. So now he's the one who has to pay it back.
You
So
want
that's
to look at
why.
her and you want to look at her and you're just gonna be like, from this guy, like this guy, like
He's
well,
no,
he's already in the back of
But
the
it makes sense,
restaurant.
though. If you think about it, it makes sense. I don't think she had a permanent job where she could hand in her salaries, a pay slip at the bank to get a loan. So she needed to get it there.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm saying I get it, but it's just like, the situation must be hella rough
it
for them to
is,
go
and this
through
is
board.
It is. I mean, dude, I know people who have jobs, who have pay slips, who have gone to Amashonisa. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it gets wild in these streets, bro. It gets wild in these streets when it comes
and,
to the cash.
what I or rather what I appreciate about the writing style is it shows just how the more extreme the poverty is, the more the more evil people are able to exploit it to their benefit. Because the main antagonist is just using this. He's portraying himself as like the modern day Robin Hood
Mm.
in characteristics and in behavior, but he's basically a big ass loan shark, and he's just portraying
Agree
himself
one
as
at
like.
that.
Hmm.
Agree one at
And,
that.
and the way he's selling his business, like I care about you even when the system doesn't. And you get to see glimpses of that even when he's like, these people would never have been in any normal institution. They would never have given a person like her a loan for as much as for as long as the day, as long as no matter how noble the reason is, because quote unquote it's a risk.
But I promise you, if this guy didn't have these evil laughs in between and wasn't as intimidating, I promise you, we wouldn't have really been so like he would have been a gray character where we're like, is he really a bad guy?
No. He would not have been great. Let me tell you why. He
Yeah, I
specifically
don't.
tries to exploit people's situations
Yeah.
specifically to get them to do things. Like you see, when you're dealing with a morally gray character, right? They're not going to take somebody's. They're not going to take advantage of somebody's weakness in a way that's like it's clear that he's trying to exploit this person for his own personal gain. It would
Yes.
be like he's doing like a bad action before a what would be
Noble
a good
cause.
yeah, we were talking about him earlier, right? Ainz, for example,
Who?
right? Ainz Sama from Overlord.
Oh,
So
Overlord.
there's a situation that he does that when people explain it, it's like it's gray because like a lot of people die, but the reason why he's doing it is because he needs to avoid a more disastrous situation. So it becomes like a end justifies the means type thing. Ainz is not doing it specifically for his own personal gain
I
type
think
of
what I
thing.
forgot to mention is if there was no kidnapping as well. I think
Yeah.
if we were watching another series where this guy was the main character without the kidnapping, but he was like maybe using scare tactics or whatever to get people to do whatever. I don't know, whatever. A smart way to get people to give him money, he wouldn't have been a
Yeah,
bad
I
guy.
see. I get what you're saying. It's like he wouldn't be in a straight bad guy. He'd have been more gray if he wasn't taking like these specific actions.
Yeah,
Like if he was a scam artist of some sort in another film, and he was like maybe scamming like big, like rich, whatever, you'd be like, okay, he's scamming, but he's not type of thing. I get what you're saying.
a slight tangent. I admit it, but who remembers that show? I believe it was called Scammers or something like that, where a group of guys would like go around calling people.
Wasn't it Hustle, the British one?
Yeah, Hustle. Yeah, Hustle.
Oh, Hustle. Yes, I think I remember.
Yeah, I remember
I
it.
might have got one or two episodes.
Because
What happened to that show?
it got cancelled, I guess. Oh,
It's British. British shows don't go on forever
Because I
unless
think
they're like so.
the main character left, right, and then the funny guy became like the leader, which was weird. And then
Oh no, you're talking about the American one, right now?
no, I'm talking about the British one.
No, you're talking about Leverage.
Are you sure?
Okay, that one I don't know.
Leverage, where there's the white guy who comes up with the master plan. There's the British lady who comes up with this, who's the queen of disguises. The black guy who's the tech, who does the tech. The white guy who's the muscle.
I'm
And
glad that the black
white
dude
girl
wasn't
who's the master
muscle.
thief. Are you talking about that one?
No. No, I'm talking about Hustle,
You're talking about Hustle. Okay.
the British one, because the black guy was the main character, right?
Yeah.
But then he
Yes.
left. And then the blonde guy then became the leader, and he was like the goofy guy, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me
Okay, this one I
also
don't
go
know.
because
what a lovely tangent I've created, and I now have.
Let me show you quickly.
Now I sorely regret it.
yeah, I see it.
This guy was the main character, but then he left, and then he became the leader, and it was weird because
That
he was like the goofy guy.
there's no way it could have worked.
Okay, let's get back. Let's get back.
Anyway, I was just saying it gives
Actually, I should watch that again. I don't remember it.
well, that being said, I would just say the main villain gives that type of vibe with him and his mates. It's more like a you get that sense of camaraderie, which is admirable because if the way
I don't think so.
Well,
Remember
no.
when he gets paid, and he's get a bag full of money, and he's like, "I'll take care of you guys. You always," and then he gives them like a little bit of cash, and then he
takes 50%. He takes 50% and then gives them like
he took like 80%, bro.
yeah. He takes 80 and still takes a share of the 20 that is given them.
Yeah,
but
so
the thing
you
is,
already saw he was all about him. You already saw it was all about him.
but
the way he gave it to his guys, it made it seem like, my guys, I've got you. I'll always take
No,
care
but
of
like,
you.
I mean, the other thing is if you look at the situation, like maybe they're all a bunch of goles. So basically, the money that they're getting, they're just like, I'm not getting this anyway. Even if it looks like it's a little, in the situations that they're in, they perceive it as this is a lot of money. So they're not questioning the economics of how. I mean, unless you're Miss Sunday, because Miss Sunday, not Miss Sunday, sorry, Miss Happiness.
Happiness.
Who's never happy. I don't know how she got that name.
She
It
could
feels
see right
somebody.
through him.
It's probably ironic. It's probably an ironic name.
I was about to ask you since when is a Game of Thrones character featured in this show? Because who's Miss Sunday? Like,
Yeah.
she just popped up. Like, I'm here in behalf of the Queen of Drag. the
I'm
mother
here on
of drag.
behalf of Bode, son of this lady.
He's under the protection of the Daenerys Stormborn of the House Targaryen, mother of dragons.
The Queen of Dragons. Queen of Marine, sorry.
No, Mother
Queen
of
of
Dragons, the
Mother
Queen
of
of
Dragons,
the
Queen of
Queen of
Marine.
all men.
The Khaleesi
Mother
of
of-
the Great Grass Sea. Okay, let's.
Yes, guys, let's not talk about my wife. Let's continue. Leave my wife out of this.
Hey, but what do you mean your wife, bro? What do you mean your wife? Hey, I'm fine. Let's not.
You are her wife.
Hey, Ntanga. Are you ready?
Oh,
Are you ready?
What is
Jesus,
this?
okay,
Catch me
Jon
outside.
Snow.
What is
All right,
this? I
Jon
thought you
Snow.
didn't want to mess with crazy.
Hey, no. There's crazy, and then there's the nearest.
This is concubine vibes.
Okay, Snow.
And she was not crazy.
Can the
She
Jon
was
Snow?
she was the victim of terrible writing.
Can the Jon Snows please? Let's relax ourselves. Go back to the walls. Winter's coming.
Yeah, which is coming. Let's leave it at that.
Back to the
And
show.
it actually is coming.
Yeah, so back to the show. I think another thing that was great is that in the Kole episode when you get to see it end and everything, and you get to see like this guy is he's really having like he's just trying to make ends meet. Like you really feel sorry for this kid. You're like dog has to
You do
walk home.
save.
His mother is
Mm.
sick. Now he's got a loan shark on his neck. And also the boss, the other Olga does not like him. It's like, you.
I think the only thing that
I
they
think
didn't
Peter
show,
Parker would even look at him and just be like, ah, my guy, me, I thought I had it rough.
I think the only thing they didn't show us is how he got so interested in mechanics or engineering. Like
Well,
there's
that's
no
the
point
thing. Like,
where
I think that's where you get to feel like because it should have been a movie.
longer.
Because if they
Yeah.
could have,
Because
if they could have expanded on things.
we do have a small clip of him saying like my mother always told me that there's nothing that cannot be fixed, and you just see him fixing
Yeah.
it in front of me like
Yeah,
that.
but just because your mother told you, does that mean
Yeah.
that you can now fix like
I would have liked I would have liked that the thought that his innate talent for mechanics is being ignored for you must become a doctor.
yes, they should have shown that. That's what I
um,
think.
No, I think, but I'm saying like that's where we get into like, I mean, there's a lot of plot threads that do get dropped in this show, and
True.
they get dropped specifically because of the format, not because I don't think these guys were thinking about it, just because they didn't have time to fit it in.
yeah.
Something like Kole, something like Kole having that technological, prowess and everything. If this was a movie, like I think they would have dedicated specific moments to fleshing that out. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
because we're in a start and stop, like it's 30 minutes then a hard stop, then it's 30 minutes then a hard stop, then it's 30 minutes then a hard stop. It's like it's hard for them to start weaving in things into the narrative if you get what I'm saying.
Or I would also have liked to see how it dawns on the. I'm gonna call him the father now. What's his name? This guy.
Tunde,
It,
Tunde.
Tunde.
it dawns on Tunde how much he's neglected his own community. Because we do get a hint of that when his cop friend says like, "What the hell? It's been 30 years."
And that's
Mhm.
episode 4 though. But yes, you're right.
Yeah,
But
but
I think we can move on though. I think we've covered Kole. So then the next one is Tunde. The next one is Tunde.
Another thing, you also actually see how Bode is such a good criminal because as much as he's got force and everything, he never resorts to force.
Yeah.
He's very cajoling. Yes, that's the word I was looking. He's very cajoling, and he talks to you nicely. He talks to you nicely, so you're doing something wrong. But the way he puts it, and what's in six moyo neda. So you be like, okay, I'm doing something
that's
wrong,
nice,
but
guys. He
I'm
doesn't. He doesn't actually take out 6 guns.
Disclaimer.
yes, yeah. Six gun is a spice. So it's well, and especially because he's so huge. So you'd think he'd be just all force, and which also shows that he's got brains, which is
Yeah,
also,
no.
I think,
So
that was a nice thing that they showed
also,
within this episode.
I also wanted to add that he is very resourceful. Like this guy's IT team is so on the ball that they gather information very.
Bro,
Yeah.
The hacking system. They just saw this one girl using her phone, using her glasses phone. He manages to hack it, see all her pictures, and figure out, oh, she works. This boy who works for me actually, who owes me money, actually works for her.
Crazy.
So it also just shows you how uh, elaborate this thing is. Not just brute force, like, oh, they're rich,
No, but I'm
let's
saying like it's
kidnap them.
also
It's all planned. It's all planned and thought out. It's not
but like
just
if you look at it though,
opportunity.
like Bode and Kole, like what's brilliant about that is that they're reflections of each other in a sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Bode had
It's the
all of
same.
this intelligence and he didn't get the break that he thought he deserved. But now you're just like, if you took half of this stuff that you're doing now and applied it, you'd be as rich as all of those islanders. Like these people you're trying to get back at, you're wasting all of this intellect and resources and things that you can build to get back at people that are not even there anymore. Like the person you're mad at, the original lady you're mad at, I'm sure she's not even alive anymore, but you're just like the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get somebody like Kole who just wanted to keep his head down, and because he managed to rise above that in a sense,
But I
he
think
didn't take
also,
all of that stuff personally. You can see that he's on a better trajectory than Bode is.
I think also what it shows now is that the reality of like geniuses that are in neighborhood or like in like townships or whatever who don't have the means to actually maybe get the job that other people get, and then they use their talents for crime. Some of them, not all of them. And then some of them are like Kole, who really try to, you know, like get peace jobs so that eventually one day they can get that big break. But some are like him, where they're like, you know what, screw this. I've tried this and that, it's not working, so I'm just gonna find ways to make money. And unfortunately, it's the harsh reality of life.
And it's not, and it's also substandard where you see people who are supposed to be upstanding is upstanding people in society find out and you find out that they've been corrupt this entire time and they've been cheating, stealing, and lying.
Yeah. I mean, that's his point of view, by the way. That's how he sees it.
Yeah, I mean, also we need to talk about how, like, I think we need to touch on in the Kole episode, Kole taking taking Tola into the city. I love that sequence. I thought it was like a really good sequence and everything.
And once again, food.
Yeah, no, the food
And
looked really good.
And also like, so showing people eat with their hands was a nice touch up, and also like how he's negotiating with like the taxi driver like before they get enter, like, yo, nah, I only have
And
like,
Cole is showing because she's a sheltered child. He's like, no, this is how we roll. This is you just don't get in and just
yeah.
do it, like, you gotta play the game and everything. So that's also pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the uncle that they tricked, the driver,
again,
Mr. G.
so I
Mr. G. Like,
Mr.
I was just
G.
like, I was like, hey, dog, you must really fear this little girl that much that you can, is that you can just get in the car whenever.
at some point I think he's doing it on purpose because like, I know.
Yeah, I think he was.
I
Because
think
it's
he
not
was
that.
because remember he sees how she's sheltered, so he also probably just wants because and also she's this smart cute little girl, she's not really rude or mean or anything, so he wants her to have a little fun, learnness. So I think
This is how lonely she's been. Because I think that's
yeah,
what comes to
so
mind. This girl is incredibly lonely, poor thing.
so it's also a nice sequence where they show the city and how because they pretend to go to like this restaurant, and then when Mr. G leaves them at the restaurant, then they actually go into the real Lagos, like I guess, where the street vendors and all that jazz and all
And
kinds of type of people.
also, I think one thing that we're not really touching on, which is something I think we should touch on, is how a bit careless she was because she lost the lizard, but she didn't even realize that she lost the lizard. You know what I mean? Like the lizard actually had to like find her way to her.
So the lizard left without her knowledge. It leapt into the car without her knowledge. It followed
I was about to say, but the lizard, she didn't take the lizard. She left the lizard, so she wasn't really. It's not that she was careless. She didn't even
Yeah,
know it
beef
was
with
there.
that lizard ants ever since she got it as a birthday present. She was like, what the heck is
Yeah,
that?
she was just taking care of because she was. Remember, the only reason she was taking care of it is to prove to her dad that she could, so that he could take her to his home village.
Yeah.
So that's really she. It's not a thing, and she was being a typical about like ooh lizard, about it. So it wasn't really that. Yeah.
I also
So
would want to think,
anyway,
yeah.
no finish up.
Oh no, I just wanted to say, what made you think a good idea for a special bodyguard would be a lizard?
It's Disney,
Because-
Chief. It's gotta be a cute. It's gotta be something that they can put on the merchandise. It's Grogu getting force powers. It's it's art. It's
I agree.
BB-8.
No, I think thinking from the perspective of the marketing team, yay.
Selling toys, yes.
But I'm thinking from in that universe, imagine like, okay, you know what? I want something that would look friendly enough for people to want to buy, but also strong enough to protect. So, maybe a pet robot lizard. Instead of a pet robot teddy bear.
I guess, but
No,
I
I
guess.
guess.
But-
I think I understand
And
because
also, yeah, you could have. There's lots of animals you could have used. I mean, a lion makes more sense. A panther makes more sense.
Maybe
they're
I'm really ignorant because it could be a cultural thing.
but also
Yeah.
If somebody educate me below, I'm coming from a pure point of like why is a lizard specifically being used as a bodyguard? I wanted to know.
but
I don't know.
Story behind
think about it from like this thing can fit in a pocket, right? So most of the time you won't even think that it's there. A teddy bear won't fit in a pocket, right? So and also a lizard, if it grows into size, it can be used as mode for transportation. It can be used like you know what I'm saying. So there's different reasons why it's a lizard as opposed to like a bear. A bear immediately when it grows, it becomes like yo, now the entire city now is panicking because of this thing. Because
No,
it's
yeah, and I'm just saying, like, the thing is, we have a lot of lizards, and like, it's that thing of where you're trying to find something that's kind of, what would be the term?
Inconspicuous.
But I'm saying, in terms of like animals, like, you don't want to go with something obvious, but you want to go with something that is very much is very much African in a sense. So, like, lizards, you find them everywhere here. So
Yeah.
maybe that plus it has cultural significance. Maybe that's why they decided to go with the lizard. I mean, my problem with the lizard, in a sense, and it's not a problem with the lizard. It's just the fact that we don't have enough. Don't have enough. Like, it's not a movie. Is that we don't get enough characterization for the lizard? Because I love a small animal companion, but like for me, I'm hoping for like the next Rufus or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Where it's this small guy who has a lot of personality.
I don't get me wrong. I love the lizard too. I mean, it does give for me. It does give me Charmander. It's like, hey, Charmander. And you know how I
Yeah,
feel.
but I was hoping like Charmander could get a few more lines. But yeah, no,
it feels like for me, it feels like as you keep going, the story was heavily chopped. So that they can meet the 6 episode mark. You could tell that there was so much more that could have been explored, but they were like, we're only giving you 6 episodes for the first season.
Yeah, this really deserved 20. There were 22 episodes of the first season of The Last Airbender. Guys, it's not that hard. Just give us the.
Yeah.
no, but I'm saying like I think this still even works better as a movie in a sense, like because that's what I'm saying is that if they took all of the episodes, put it together, and weave the narrative throughout it, it would have been like a perfect Pixar movie.
And
Because
of course, there are other shows that started out as movies and became shows.
Yeah, so I'm saying like for me, that's how I feel. Like I feel like because it's such a contained narrative. Like when we look at Avatar, it's like an ever expansive world. This feels like it's the island and it's that it's the other place or whatever. It's the island
The mainland.
the mainland. Yeah, so the mainland and the island. So if you look at it, it's like how do
Oh
they
yeah,
actually
Shadowhunters. There's the name. I was looking for the shit name.
So I'm saying, like, I think the reason why it's baffling they didn't give them a movie because I'm like, if this was a Disney Plus movie, they just took that six episodes, that 20 minutes, because 20 minutes, yeah, within about an hour. You stretch it like you add another 20 minutes or whatever, so you make it an hour 20 or an hour 30 somewhere. You would have had a nice, very tight narrative with all of these characters interacting throughout and all of that stuff. Because they do a
But
lot
even
of
if they use the full 6 hours, it's still only 2 hours. Because remember, the episodes, if you take away the intro, the outro, the recap,
Yeah, but I'm saying
they're
2
about
hours.
20 minutes. They're about
Yeah,
20
but I'm saying
minutes.
like
So
I think the thing
it
is
could be less. It could be. So obviously there'd be some things you take. I'm saying like as is, it's 2 hours.
30 minutes.
And then obviously you're gonna No. As all 6 episodes. Remember, it's 20 times 6, so that's
Uh,
2 hours.
yeah.
So 20 minutes. It's yeah. So if you now take it as that, it's already 2 hours, and then you just chop up where you need to chop up, add where you need to add up. It could probably between 130 and 140 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
I also changed the ending. I felt like that was a cop out as well. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean like there's a lot of things like I okay, so I guess we also just a shout out to the lizard because the lizard went and beat down that boxer, which I don't even know why he was trying to fight that lizard when you could see that the lizard
He
has
took off running after round one. It's like he look.
yeah, oh yeah, but okay, we skipped now. So Tolan now realizes that he doesn't really want to
Oh yeah, Kole,
lead.
yeah.
Think Cole doesn't want to lead. Why am I forgetting her name now?
Tola.
Tola, yeah, to the kidnapping, and he tries to tries to get back to Mr. G so that they can get away from I think it's Sunday and Happiness.
Uh,
And
yeah.
while in trying to get away, trying
I
to
forgot
get
the boxer dude.
Tola to get away, I think it's Sunday. Um, I think it's Sunday if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
just Sunday.
So yeah, so she Tola runs away, but obviously Khaiti ga se clever ya kasi, so she doesn't know where to run to, and eventually Happiness finds her, and she takes her, and the lizard is actually low on battery, so it's been trying to find a charge, and it finds a little 2 minute charge here and there, but because the villagers think it's a lizard, they obviously and so it sees that Tola's in trouble, but it can't really help because the battery, it's out of battery.
I mean,
And
shout out to
then
Kole for trying to fight grown men at the age of what, 12?
bruh. And a provision and a box at that. So this is like a fighter. This is not just a grown man who's just
And
big. He's a grown man who can actually fight.
he somewhat held his own because how many injuries did he get out from that fight?
Yeah.
Mm.
It,
So
I
the
think in my perspective, it felt like Sunday was like saying, "Kid, move out of the way. I don't want to really fight you." And the kid was like, "Yay, hold on, run, child."
I
And
mean,
like,
there's a bit of, there's also a bit of realism in a way, because if you're a professional boxer and you actually injure someone, you can go to jail for it, right? Because you're not allowed to do that. So him actually using that
mm,
that shambok or whip or whatever you call that electric, well, I mean, that's extreme. But
electric whip.
him
I
using,
take a fist over that. Like, yo, punch me. Don't.
straight up,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it makes sense why he doesn't use his fists, because of that. It's a
Yeah,
it's a
because
subtle
remember, it's
thing.
probably
He can't
the
box.
voltage also on that whip is probably just on stun. It's not on like injure, because he wants to take you in alive.
Yeah,
So the
but I'm
voltage as
saying,
well
dog,
probably isn't
would
on
you
thing.
rather get tasered or punched? I think I'd rather get punched.
No, same here. I'm just saying it makes sense. Like if you were to analyze it, the reason why he's using that,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
and then
Also, can
are
why
we?
was the lizard getting powered from certain things but couldn't get? There was like a lot of there was like outlets and stuff that and it wasn't, but it was only getting power from like
Solar power thing.
watches and stuff like that. Why wasn't it getting from other things like a car passing by or anything like that?
Maybe
Oh well, I think
Like from the
I
battery.
I I guess maybe it's
the way it's designed, like how
yeah
a
maybe
Yeah,
like
but I'm
the way
thinking,
the
look,
code works.
if you're gonna get power from a watch, from a smartwatch, that means you can get power from a phone, you can get power from a laptop, you can get power from a car battery, because it's, I mean, if a small watch is powerful enough to give you a little power boost, then the bigger they are,
the
there's
plot. There you go. There's your answer.
If
Yeah,
you're a scientist and you're watching
you
this,
know,
if you know science, please let us know. Chemistry.
yeah,
What's
it
that?
just confused me a little bit because even when It's
Maybe that's to do
where
with.
Tola's,
I don't know.
yeah, where Tola's held. There are still some components where it could have gotten like a battery or the power outlet when it's in the house type of. You get what I'm getting at. It could have gotten a little, just that. I'm not saying it should have been full powered or whatever, but it could have gotten enough power just to
Some
be.
use. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
I don't
that's
know.
the end of episode 3. Tola gets kidnapped. Uh, Tola gets kidnapped. Kole had a change of heart, but it was too late. And Tunde gets the phone call that no, does he get it in the 4th episode? That his
No,
daughter's been
yeah, no, it's in the
kidnapped.
fourth. It's in the fourth episode because that's when we get the
Okay.
focus on.
Okay, in the 4th episode, there's also another flashback on Tunde when he's a young engineer, and he's.
Around 30 years ago?
Yeah, about yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
How old is he?
Dude, how old is everybody that was in that flashback?
That makes him in his 50s, man.
Because
Because he was at least.
that lady.
Hold up. There's a way we can explain this away.
Okay.
But does the flashback specifically say 30 years ago?
Yeah. When he meets the cop.
Yeah.
On the cop is
No,
like.
no, no.
When he
The
meets
cop
the cop.
says the cop says 30 years. The flashback doesn't say 30 years, so it could be that the flashback was like
Or it could be that he's known the cop for 30 years.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
Like it could be a thing where he was like 20 something and they just knew each other for 30 years. But like he never spoke to him in like 30 years and asked him for a favor and then he like moved away. Like in that time period is when they drifted apart. Not like it's 30
It
years
is
and
confusing. It is confusing though, because how the cop
It is confusing.
phrases it, it sounds like the last spoke 30 years ago, which is.
Yeah, like
it's the
basically
only-
when he got the job, he stopped speaking to them type of thing, because the way the cop and the lady who was selling the bread and him was speaking, you could tell they grew up. They knew each other a while, maybe even grew up together type of vibe.
that's
Because
what
he was like, just because you got a job now, you acting or whatever. When I get a job, I'm gonna also act just like you type of vibe or yada yada type of thing. So it gave me that impression that they knew each other probably even from high school, at minimum high school type of vibes. But I think the way that 30 years was probably a little too much. Probably should have been like 20 years. Like you haven't been back here for like 20 years type of vibe. Because that if minimum, let's say he's a genius, he finished school at like 21, 22. If it's 30 years, he's minimum 52.
with a 12-year-old child. Dear God.
And not just that,
So, hey man,
like the lady that gave you a job is still there.
yeah, and the lady who
But he was
the
old
old
when
lady
he
who
gave
gave
you
you
the
the job.
Yeah, and she was old when
The
she
old
gave you
lady,
the job.
that's what I'm saying.
Like
The
how
old
old is
lady
she?
who gave you a job is still there. Like, get that hat.
Mortal.
black don't crack and fit. There's Jacob.
I bet you she's like 190. That's why she looks like she's got wrinkles.
No, it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, so anyway,
That's
the
why when you're
show,
looking at it, it's just like you care about the stakeholders, man. You need to go home and retire.
hey, Dan.
You see, that's something like you were saying. You were saying that there's some things that I guess you could say that were left off, like they were chopped out.
Yeah, they
And
could
this
have been
thing of the
better
shareholders
fleshed
in itself,
out.
you could tell that it was a sort of like a story point. This whole shareholders thing,
And
it should have
also
was flawed.
and also how this guy develops a classist mentality, because even in situations where you're already in the castle, why are you trying to tell this kid to sit in the back? I mean, what's the point?
Yeah,
I was like, my bro.
that's the gripe that I
That
have.
was so mean.
This
I
character,
know.
That was so mean.
I have a gripe with this character
But
because of that.
but it's also the extremeness of when you escape, you so never want to go back that you actually forget that this is the thing that
remember,
made me.
it's subtly referred to what happens to him. Is remember when he gets the job, the lady says, "Oh, you're an Aje Gunle boy," and he he's like, yes, I am. And she's like,
Not
not
anymore.
anymore. Welcome to Greenwood Tech. So
Yeah,
what happened is that he hung around a lot of people that talked down about Ajay Gunle wherever he was from, and
Mm.
they basically reinforced into his mind because remember he's also very malleable at the time. He wants to work there. He's eager to please. So now it becomes he took their traits and mentalities and their personal identities on into his own self. So now whenever he has to think of Ajay Gunle, it becomes a negative thing instead of this is the place where I grew up. This is the place where, as Zuko said, I escaped from. So
mm,
now it's like
Mm.
I can't acknowledge that this thing exists. I can't acknowledge that Ajay is a thing that is a place that I'm from. So this kid who's from Ajay I'm not going to be treating him with the same respect because now that means I have to respect where I came from, type of thing.
but also, like, there's so much yo guys, the more I think about it, the more I realize there's a lot that's been cut out. Like that whole thing of you must come with the lizard tomorrow, because clearly, you're playing around. This thing is in the mainland. It's not supposed to be there. And there's no record to show this lady that was being called anyway at the end that the lizard is actually a successful thing. Like we actually fixed the bug. Like
No, I
so.
mean remember they kind of also want to hint that her and Tola have a relationship also. Because remember, it's her technology that helps. We'll get to the end finale, but basically, like, there's a missing plot thread where apparently she's a fan of Tola or something like that.
You
So,
see, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Actually,
think
there's some missing plot threads.
yeah, they cut it down. If they were they think making it a series, they could have made it at least 8 or 10 episodes because
You are breaking up a
as
little.
as we speak,
Or is it
oh
me?
sorry, I'm saying, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
now we can hear you.
Okay, I was saying like if they were intent on making it a series, I think 8 or 10 episodes would have been better because then it because as we're discussing it, you see where a little 2 minutes was needed here on this little story, a little
Yeah,
30
yeah,
I
seconds
think
was needed here on this story, a
Mm.
little 1 minute was needed. You see these little you see like overall you like the story was there. So the story was there
No.
and the
Yeah.
execution just needed an addition or a subtraction just here and there. It wasn't like
Biggest.
a big thing.
Yeah. My biggest gripe is that it was entirely too short. If you're going to make it episodes, and
Yeah.
nowadays, if you see something has 6 episodes, we are automatically assuming it's 45 minutes to an hour.
yeah.
Mm.
Difference between this and some MCU series that we've been watching lately is that almost every episode, if not no, every episode of this series is actually pretty good, despite the plot threads. With
True.
MCU series, on the other hand, the
Long and empty.
episodes are crap, and they still feel short. So, like, you know what I
or
mean?
sometimes
That's
they're bad and they're
insane.
too long.
Actually, when
But
you think
anyway,
about it.
I think like the yeah, I think yeah. So the next episode then after the Tunde episode because Tunde went and gets captured by Bode, and you can see that happiness is just like, bro, you are going off script. What is happening here? This is not what we signed up for. Jeez.
Mm.
I'm convinced happiness was keeping that boat alive. Like the minute she quit, it's like dog, there's no boat anymore. Like Boat is the captain, but she's like the plumbing crew. Like that boat could be sinking, and
Yeah,
Bode
but
would tell everybody, "There's no, it's fine. Don't worry. The water will help us float." And happiness is like, "Dog, we are drowning. What's wrong with
What I like about it, Happiness is the only character that didn't catch, that wasn't taking on this guy's bullshit. From the
mm,
beginning, he's like,
Yeah.
from
She's
the
basically
beginning,
she's definitely the Nami of the group, if you think about it. If you really watched One Piece, like by that I mean,
BuckMeister, stop exposing me. You know, people actually genuinely think that I'm a One Piece fan now because of when people comparing me with Luffy. They're like, and then each time I was like, if only you guys knew, I've not seen a single episode of this show. I think I've read the manga I read up to the point
Hey.
where somebody was asking Luffy, was like, "What if you fail? Like, what if you die?" Then he replies, "I died trying to doing aiming for the thing I wanted to achieve." So that's okay. And that is why I read it in terms of the manga. That's like chapter 4 or 5.
Like what I was just trying to say is, there's so many things that Nami gets away with that no other Straw Hats gets away with when it comes to Luffy. So it's like with her, I think she's smarter than this guy. It's just that she just doesn't see a way out.
No, she's
But I'm saying the difference is that like what's this like her and like her thing is that we just need to get what we need. Bode is going overboard.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah,
yeah,
because
because
remember
Greedy or
when
something.
he but also that also shows the little chip that he has, and when he finally the chip on his shoulder against the mainlanders, the islanders, and when he finally has a chance to get back at them, he stops thinking straight now. He just wants to get back at them for
Yes.
the perceived slight that he received. And remember, it wasn't even an actual slight. He stole from someone and then wasn't remorseful about it,
Right.
even though the mom lost the job. And the reason he wasn't remorseful was, but you guys are rich. Why are you worried about a little thing? And the worst part, he didn't even buy food or like take someone to the hospital. He just wanted a gold chain. So he did something wrong. Two, he wasn't remorseful about it. Three, he thought the world owed him because they had it, and he didn't have it. So why couldn't he take it? And
Well, not
and
only
then
that, it was
because
also the thing of like his mom worked so hard for these people, and all they do is they give her peanuts.
it,
So in his mind, it's just like, why would I want to work? That's not gonna pay me, so I might as well just take it.
yeah,
I don't feel sympathetic, but it is understandable. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to
mm,
also add to your to your analogies that he's completely unrepentant. Yeah, he does, and I agree with BuckMeister's perspective. The Robin Hood ideology did come from a noble place of trying to get from the rich, but it is a vengeful strategy because the rich have hurt you. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
mm,
and they keep reinforcing this idea that life isn't fair. So he's now carrying this life isn't fair, and now he's making things unfair for the islanders. Basically, that's his MO.
It's basically him not understanding capitalism. That's basically what it is. Like you just don't understand how capitalism works.
It's
That's it.
also, but I also like the way, and I think a subplot that people don't realize, or rather something that they don't realize with regards to this guy's charismatic nature, is that every single kid that is kidnapped hasn't snitched on him, and they've seen him face to face, which means he managed to get into their heads and
Comfortable.
make them see things from his
yeah.
perspective.
Mm.
And that's
Imagine,
what, like I said, he's very smart, Danny. And I think also he's smart because he doesn't actually use force. He uses persuasion.
yeah,
So if you are in a bad situation, and when you think about it, like, no, but Mr. Extrodin didn't take out a knife, he didn't take out a gun, he just talked to me nicely. It wasn't, and then I get a happiness was there to make sure that the child was fed and things like that, and they went to the bathroom, etc. So then you think like, no, man, it wasn't that bad, and my parents have this anyway, so it's all good in the
it's the
And he was
way.
considering this girl being part of the team. Like he was like, you know what, maybe we should make her part of us. Like you remember
Yeah,
he was asking
I,
happiness, like, can't we?
I like that part because you make it seem. I think it's part of his charm offensive is to make these kids feel like they're now part of his gang. Because when I first watched it, I was thinking about, but the kid has saw you. He's going to ID you in the police. The moment you take the child back home, the first thing they're going to do is like, who took you? How does he look like? For the fact that the kids are now keeping mom, it's like now they're looking around, they've basically become his informants in this world. Like, look at my parents living in this island life. looking down on us. These fans they care nothing about the people. How does it look like? I'm not gonna talk to you, colonizer.
Now they become the rich kid that wants to fight the power.
Yeah.
That kid always used to annoy me. Like, I want to fight the power, but you're wearing Louis Vuitton. Come on.
You are the hey homie. Like Tumi said, man. I'm screaming freedom from a Jeep with some Gucci sandals. Come on.
But you see, this is why we needed more episodes, because that would have been a very interesting take on, like, oh, Dad, is this why you didn't want to take me to the mainland? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Mm.
How we know? Because
Like
now
the repercussions of the kids being awakened, because it seems they're very secluded and
I mean, it's twofold, because if
isolated.
we go to the
So
next
that
episode, I mean, so I think we did talk about Oteen and basically how Oteen in the Oteen episode he's what's this? You
who's
no no
OT
no they
again?
need to know, the Oteen is the lizard. So
Oh yeah.
the Oteen episode after he beats up the boxer, does what's this? Does Kole go and meet with Tola? Does Kole get captured and meet with Tola?
no, the dad finds him.
yeah, that's when he does the thing that pisses me off. So what happens?
Oh, right. So the lizard beats the boxer. He goes to tell the dad. The dad makes him sit in the back. They fly to the thingy. He talks to the cop, and then he basically tries to find them on their own. And then that's when the dad and Kole start bonding.
Yeah.
But that's after he made sure
Mm.
that, like, that's after Colin made sure that Mr. G takes his mom to a safe place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was smart,
Gee.
man.
No.
You know, the
If there's
Mr.
one
G's the
thing you
new
need to appreciate
stepdad.
about the boy is
Good
that
God.
he's
That man was rizzing. That man with his bald head was rizzing there. With his balding head was
He
rizzing.
was rising. He was like, you are sick. I've got cough medicine. What's that?
oh, it feels like I'm ready to become your new daddy, stepdaddy. Come.
He was like, you got a
He
headache.
saw
Hey,
that. He
nah,
saw
what's
that
that?
mom one time. He saw that mom one time, and he was just like, no, I got you. Don't worry.
Oh, and then he was like,
I got
Tambo
heat hair for you.
namlekhetaki. Stu sami.
Him and Happy Hogan, same WhatsApp group. Happy Hogan was so ready to help Peter Parker after he saw
Yeah,
Aunt
like,
May.
oh, this Aunt May. Like, yes.
Hey,
Okay.
Can live
dog,
with me now.
I'd also be very helpful. I'd also be very
Wait,
helpful.
no,
And
you
me,
guys can live with me now. Don't worry. Stark Technology, I got you. Don't worry. You wanna
it's
see
all
Stark's
good.
other hidden armor? You wanna see Stark's other hidden armor? You wanna make a new Spider-Man suit? I got
Okay,
you.
also, what happening with the stock technology? Like, was it still around? Wasn't it around?
Right.
It's gone? Because,
No,
like, were
it's
they
still
getting.
around
Why
because
wasn't Sam getting a salary, an Avenger salary? What was going on with that? But
well, there's a lot
We'll
of
come
we'll
things
get
that
back
back
to
to
that.
Adventures later.
where
Yeah,
did
it was just.
Explodin? Do you guys see Explodin on my screen?
It's extraordinary there.
He's frozen. He's frozen.
Oh god.
Hey, Extrodin, are you there?
Come in. Come in from the bridge, Captain.
Gone.
I think.
Oh.
I think he because it's 10. He might have gotten load shedded.
Oh yeah, it is 10 o'clock.
Oh. Oh, he gets hit at 10.
But he got his, doesn't he
I'm
have,
saying he might have because I don't know.
in our mutual commune, since we are, it's everybody knows we're living in the same place.
I
Doesn't he have his own independent power supply?
think so.
I'm
I
not
guess
sure.
we'll
I
find
think
out. I
we'll
guess he can keep
see if
going,
he
but
comes
I'm
back.
pretty sure he can come back.
Yeah, we'll see if he
Yeah.
comes. Yeah.
So I mean, what's this then? I think then we're on to the finale, are we?
I think,
Oh no,
yeah,
did we talk about Tunde trying to blackmail Bode and then he gets kidnapped?
He gets some
Oh yeah.
kidnapped.
Oh no. Well, we were going
Yeah,
there. Sorry. Yeah, we were going there. Yeah. Basically, yeah. He
yeah,
tries to, and then yeah, Bode like outmaneuvers him. I mean, like the thing is about Tunde, and this is when I was just like, yeah, they were running out of time constraints. It felt like they needed to get Tunde there. You get what I'm saying?
mm,
Like, I think if they had more time, they would have found a smarter way to get Tunde kidnapped. But it kind of was just like Tunde just was hanging out on the street and he wasn't like, calling the police or whatever the case was. Or, it's like, I've been working on this technology to help prevent kids from getting kidnapped. So this guy is a kidnapper, back me up somehow. It felt like they needed to get him there. Which I mean, I don't mind. I mean, it is a part contrivance, but it's just like also it's the format and the time that they have. So they had to do some contrivances here and there to get him to the chicken coop so that he can get kidnapped.
mm, yeah, because also it also shows how Bode has ensured that even if people come through, because his hideout
Is there the chicken coop?
it's yeah, it's a normal chicken coop, and then you have to press something, and then there's a hidden door, and then that's actually where he goes. And then also the technology is kind of crazy, man, because he's got a see-through wall, so he can see outside, so that if he sees like the cops, whoever, they're outside, and then he can go out the back way or something like that. So it just
And you
like
just want to scream at
it's
Bode, bro, just sell this stuff. This tech that you have, that you develop, just sell it and you make so much money.
You'd make bank.
exactly, dude.
It,
Like
it, it, it's what happens when the teacher. When a school teacher writes in your report, you have so much potential, and now you wasted it doing this.
hmm. So, yeah, so he gets kidnapped and his blackmail weapon gets taken away. And Miss Happiness again tries to talk Bode out of uh, uh, just take money, let's be done with this. But he's like, nah, we're gonna use this guy to get into. Oh yeah, the reason he wanted Tola, I'm not sure if you mentioned this before,
Oh,
was to
yeah.
get into the database of Tunde's company so that because all the client database, then all the rich people there, and then he'll have all the information he needs. He'll know
No, I
if
mean,
they
there's
have
that, but
kids,
they also connect to
if they
I'm saying
stay.
there's that, but they also connect to the police database as well because he wanted to remove himself from the criminal database.
That as well.
Yeah.
I
So yes, and that was well.
I just wanted to add quickly. Happiness. Happiness and this guy's embodiment of what happens, it shows that it happens when a woman or a man run a criminal organization. I think one of the shows, an old show called The Mentalist, I don't know if it's still relevant to talk about it in this day and age, but one of the,
Oh, Patrick Jane.
I love the mentalist.
yeah,
Patrick Jane.
one of the ways he caught out the person leading this criminal organization was a woman was the fact that there's absolutely no trace of an ego. It's clean efficiency from beginning to end, and that shows that there's something that's not something a man would be able to create because man. A man likes to put his
I
finger.
got a big ego.
He needs people to know
I
like there
got
is a signature somewhere.
a big ego. Mm.
And that's where you see the big difference between happiness and this guy, because happiness is just trying to get the money in, get the money out. It's just a business. I don't care about creating statements, the next level, a banking rule. What for? Why should we catch the big fish if the fish we're catching right now is making us more than enough? I mean, the guy has a skyscraper for crying out loud.
Mm.
So
But that's
the,
where also it's the Chip and the anger, the Chip because he's
Yeah.
being so grandiose about this whole like it's a kidnapper, but he's being so grandiose about it because of that chip on his shoulder.
It's also his ego. That's
So
where the
he,
ego
instead
comes
of just seeing the Chip, I think his words because it's a combination of the delusional statements to try and make it look like it's not revenge, it's not evil, it's not. He's like doing it for the good of the people, whatever. He's literally just doing it for the good of his pockets.
True that.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Thought I was blacking out.
Yeah, so episode 6, they so whole Tola, Tunde, Kola, they go to Tunde's house and with the whole gang so that he can get, because he tells them he can't get into the mainframe from any regular computer. He needs to use his computer. And while they're doing that, then this is hilarious. Tole and come up with a plan to get the charging pad. However, then they both do their own things.
You can see this was not.
Yeah, because Tola makes a plan to go get the charging pad. When Tola's gone, Kole now also makes a plan to go. Like, hey, dudes, you're supposed to be waiting. Where are you going?
You know.
And it makes a little chaos.
He doesn't
and
trust.
But it also just
Tola. Tola is so impulsive. He's like, I need to make plan B just in case.
This crazy woman decides to do something incredibly stupid again.
But it's also just
another one going now.
I can hear you still. I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
And also he's been in charge of himself for a very long time. He's not used to being passive.
Yeah.
Sorry, Zuko,
I can hear you.
We lost you for like a good 15 seconds.
Oh, really? I thought I lost you guys. Okay. No, I was just saying. I think I finished though, but I was just saying like it just shows that Kole is also not used to. I mean, Tole is not used to sitting alone and not sitting and doing anything.
Yeah.
Because he's had to take care of himself. He's a do first and chill later type of person.
And I also like the way he gives the girl a wake up call. I like how many characters give her a wake up call like crazy. Like
I think though it's a little mean. She's like 10, guys, and she's never been out. It's not really her fault that she is the way she is. She's 10. The wake up call was needed more for the father than for the child.
But I think the thing that's nice about this story is that it punishes her when she makes a mistake, and it rewards her when she does do when she does listen or do the thing that not the thing that she's supposed to, but when she does the thing that makes most sense.
Yeah.
Because remember, she even looks at herself and she's like, "You just had to go. You couldn't wait until father told you to go. No, you just had to go." So you can see that she's like, "Yeah, I messed up big time here," type of thing. That's why she's able to, quote unquote, forgive Kole very easily. Because Kole, I think he's about the same age, or maybe he's 2 years older.
Yeah.
2 years older. But it's just it's not like the gap between them is big as well. So it's just that their worlds are so different that he had to grow up way faster than she did, type of thing. So
The other part is the way he calls her out for you just use your innocence, your innocence to win the game. So was it really you who won, or were you just being manipulative? So
No, but she was also Can I ask, where did this 10-year-old learn to be so manipulative? Like, what the hell?
It's the only way
She was
could
very
get
good
out of
at
the
it.
house. No, that makes sense. If you've been forced to stay at home all day, all night, and you start learning clever ways to get out of the house, you tell the driver, no, Dad said I can come to the airport. You tell the driver, oh wait, so that's being manipulative. She has been manipulative her entire life. So that's what.
Oh no, she was good, man. And then she does the little cute eyes, puppy eyes thing.
Because
Like,
that's how
what?
she
She
got away
was
with
good.
everything. The only person who called her out for it was this person. And when she learned that, oh, wait, I actually am being a manipulative little child, she apologized, which caught him off guard. Because I was like, oh, wait. Oh, so you weren't intending to be manipulative? Oh, the boy might be right.
An islander apologized
The
to
boy
me, a
might be right.
mainlander.
It's like, wow. Because he said, no, she's a good person. Like, and he said, like, there ain't no such thing. A good islander. Since when? Like I said, we get to see. It's a shame if the episodes went long and stuff like that, or there wasn't a full-fledged featured film as BuckMeister keeps repeating, because both are valid points. If you had time to see the conflict of what your perception of the islanders are and the reality of this girl being an actual good person, just despite being in a situation where she has to use these things to get what she wants, would see a little bit of, I don't know, character development, of villain development. I don't know what you want to call it.
No, well, I would say maybe like you would see the contradiction. It would make Border's contradiction that much more obvious.
Yeah,
It would be like you're holding on to something that doesn't exist anymore, and you're beefing with people who have never even met you in your entire life. Like the Tola doesn't know who you are. Tola didn't deny your mom money when she was working for, like, why is it that you're taking this out on all the islanders when you can obviously see they are not all the same? It would have been like it would have been him coming face to face with his hypocrisy, which would have been very interesting. But like not enough time. But yeah, and then I think after they get to the house, you know, basically like we get some fighting stuff. We finally get to see Ija mode.
I wish I could
It's a
have
cool
seen
design.
more of Ija mode.
It's a cool design, but like it's not something that where I was like, oh my god, this is. I'm not saying it's a bad design. I just thought they were going to do something a little bit more interesting than like a color swap and metal pieces. But that's just me in my head canon because like they built up Ija mode, or I built up Ija mode in my mind. But it was cool to see it in action, and it's nice that we do get an action scene.
And it was a pretty decent action scene. But I think the only disappointment I had in the Egypt, I thought it would just be more powerful. Because I know Miss Happiness, she had her own weapon as well, but I just thought it would be more like dominant, more OP.
Yeah.
I think that's.
I mean, I get the sense that maybe when it was designed, it's like designed where it's not supposed to kill humans. Like it's designed like it's supposed to.
No, I get that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought it would be more OP. Like, if I knock you out, I knock you out. If you've got a weapon as well, I find a way to neutralize your weapon type of thing. So I just thought it would.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
More OP. Yeah. But it was a decent fight, and then we get the Disney ending, like, oh, my daughter.
No, I mean, before we get that, like, Tola manages to coordinate with the person from Greenwood Tech, which is just like, I don't understand when you guys met and why Tola, the little girl.
And how did this happen and yada yada. Also, how did it happen so quickly and everything? But this is another little 30 seconds I could have added in. That's just to flesh it out a bit more clearer.
All in all, I think if they gave more time to establish different relationships, like big mean woman actually knowing the girl, we would have seen like her calling him, her calling her, I guess, would have made a little more sense, so that we would have seen if they've come up with a plan to record the bad guy and have it distributed to all the world to see that this guy isn't really the Robin Hood hero that you're looking for. He's actually the guy responsible for all the kidnappings. Would have been It's a beautiful way of resolving conflicts, because there's the fight and beat you up, and then you find a way to escape. Then there's the, oh wait, I've caught myself, my entire organization is now destroyed. And they made a nice blend of the two. I would have enjoyed a little more of the action, but of course I'm a shonen junkie, it makes sense. I would have enjoyed seeing a clear beat down, like, okay, these guys have lost the fight properly, they're unconscious or whatever. None of these people have been. There's not a single knockout in any perspective in any one of the action sequences. Granted, it's Disney. We don't. Should I give it that credence?
But that can't really Disney needs to understand you can't. Not everything's gonna be for kids. Like, you can't have just because, oh no, we Disney. No, you have acquired rights for things for adults as well. So you can't just make everything PG.
At the same time, I mean, Narnia, you've got people sort of getting shot and killed, and it's a movie. It's a fantasy genre. So
yeah, but I mean, also you got to look at the time and basically what the execs are keyed into right now, which is, I guess, that's the only way that we can square that circle. In any case, but yeah, I think getting back to it, the whole broadcasting his whole speech thing to the whole of Lagos, you were just like, yeah, you guys just needed this to happen. It didn't really feel natural, I guess. And maybe that's because of the lack of relationship between Tola and the older lady. But I mean, at the end of it, it was, to see Miss Happiness go, we out. You the old guy. So
no, because I think I think that's why there are a lot of elements they took here that they borrowed from The Lion King. And you can fight me on that. But the chief amongst them is the leader getting betrayed by his underlings, the Sky, the hyenas, final showdown. It shows here because he was exposed to be a liar, even to his own men, because he pushes them towards this thing, and then he runs for the door. Where everyone was like counting, oh my god, the boss is here, the final showdown. It was like he just looked at these things like,
yeah,
I know about that.
Organo sorted.
So then, yeah, he tries to run, then he gets wrapped up by the gecko because it shoots the laser, those things that every cartoon has, that it traps the legs and traps the arms. Galactic donuts, basically. Shine with galactic donuts.
Galactic donuts.
Electric.
Shout out to Dragon Ball Z. Huh?
I don't remember those things.
Sorry.
I'm having a live thought. No, I'm saying I was having a private thought, but I was having it out loud.
What? ADHD land.
Welcome to Nerdgasm. Yeah.
It's my ADHD.
And are you ready maybe to give our final scores?
No, I think we just need to talk about, the ending is a cop out. You could say yes, it's corny, but I still kind of liked it. It still was kind of heartfelt.
No,
to see,
guys. My father watched
it's Disney
twice, and that for me shows that's how good this thing is. My father doesn't like repeating things unless they're really, really good, and then he hyper fixates on them. So if it's gone up to number 2, trust me.
You watched it twice.
He watched it twice. I watched it with him the first time. I saw everything, and then later on when I was busy cooking, it's like, where was that show again? It was in Disney Plus. That one, episode 1. So
no, what I loved. Okay, so going on to the ending was typical sweet fluff, whatever. But I think that's also one of the enduring things about this whole movie. The tone was beautiful. It was sweet. It was kind.
Some.
Even it was wholesome. Yes, it was wholesome. That's the word. Throughout the thing, even the little dark moments, they didn't feel dark. So you were like, oh my god, Tola, but you weren't like, oh my god, Tola. Like it didn't drag you deep into fear. It still kept that wholesomeness, that hopefulness in it, and I loved it, man. I loved it.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean,
Honestly, like I
like
said, the only
seeing,
criticism I have for it, they could have added another 2 to 4 episodes, or they could have made it a movie. That's really my main big criticism. And from there, the other little criticisms that I have would have been resolved easier.
Yeah, because all the plot holes are just because of timing. I think that's what I feel.
yeah. I mean, like seeing Tola and Tunde apologize to each other. Like the thing I liked about this is the way they wrote it. They don't write it like how a lot of characters get written nowadays, where when they do something wrong, they're not admonished for it. If you get what I'm saying, like they can do something wrong and the story will still treat them like, no, this guy is not a problem or whatever. Like Tola literally has to be like, I shouldn't have gone when you told me not to. And I'm just like, that's a big admittance that she's like, she was in over her head and she didn't know what she was doing. Other stories don't do that with main characters, where the character's obviously in over their heads, but the story will like retcon itself to serve that character, even if the character's making a bad decision. And then likewise, seeing Tunde be like, I should have probably given you more space to be a person. I was like, no, that was a nice heartfelt ending.
Yeah. So, have you gone through our favorite moments?
Favorite moments? No. I thought we were about to do ratings, but we can go favorite moments first.
Okay.
For
favorite
me,
moments.
for me. The sequence where Kole and Tola go through Lagos and they're ordering the food and they're doing the haggling and all of that stuff. I think that's my favorite moment.
And when he's teaching her how to haggle, because she was just gonna pay, and because she's got the money like that.
Yeah.
So she wasn't really gonna haggle, and then she sees like, hey, just because you've got the money doesn't mean you just pay like that. So I think that was pretty cool. I also liked when she has been kidnapped and she's being manipulative, and then she gets called out on it, and then she realizes like, oh, I thought that was very cute. That was very adorable.
Yeah, like that's the thing that makes her such an enduring character. She's actually very self-aware.
Yeah.
Especially for a 10-year-old.
When she realizes that she's the problem, she realizes she immediately acts towards correcting herself. Oh, who sent all those hearts?
Why are you sending us hearts?
That was by accident.
Love you too,
but anyway.
It's okay.
We love you too.
We love you too, buddy.
I have so much love for Tola, guys. You don't understand.
Yes.
I also enjoyed. I enjoyed Bode's little talks, because I just felt
a man can cut a promo. He should be in the WWE.
Tanga, like he was Attitude Era WWE, bruh.
Hey, dog.
He was on point.
He could be standing across from The Rock talking about some rishi.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Oh, you tell that for me, oh. You don't think you are a big rock man.
I think my favorite.
You call yourself a rock, you're a pebble.
Yeah.
Where was I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, my favorite moment was when the robot was deducing for itself that, you know what, the way forward is to be more like the girl, to take on going to the venture to the not by myself. That was like a beautiful moment of realizing that secluding yourself isn't the solution to life. You need to go out there and go outside of your comfort zone. And she realizes that she's going to introduce that it's the best chance it has to bring this poor girl home alive. And I just like that. I think that's one of my favorite moments. So that's where everybody realizes that the talking robot. Like, where is she?
And also the
Did the
Ocean
robots
running towards
didn't
the
the
camera.
robot sound a little Wakanda-y?
Of course it did.
Yeah, no, it did. It did. I was expecting it to be
I
like.
like that. I like that little homage. I like that.
No, I'm saying I was expecting it to be like the Otin have been protector of the Tola family for generations. A mental past from robot to robot.
From father to son, from robot to robot. And now it is my sacred duty.
And now that you have kidnapped Tola, I now also wear the mantle of finding her. Can I ask you, as a robot and person meant to find Tola,
And lizard.
how long can you keep her hidden from me?
And then I don't know, the Dora Milaje just show up. Choo, choo.
Choo, 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 choo.
Gangster lines. That's still one of the most gangster lines in cinema, man. Like, and then I remember then a meme, and then they made it into a meme, and then they said, I ask you, as both king and warrior, do you think you can keep your friend's cheeks away from me? I was just like, guys, come on, why are you doing this?
Anyway, let's give our final score out of 10. Mr.
This is gonna be an 8. This is gonna be an 8. It was really good, but I just think some of the stuff that you wish you could get follow through on, we don't get follow through on, and like I think there's a few plot threads that they dropped that were interesting. That is just like but I can't give you like a 10 or a 9 to make it perfect. But it was really good. Definitely would watch again. Highly recommend. 8 out of 10 for me.
Mr. Zuko? Have I lost Zuko now?
Fire Lord.
Can you hear me, sir? Goodness, he's buffering.
He's fighting
Guys,
as
can you hear
well.
me?
There you go. Darts is trying to claim yourself for the Orichalcos. He's working real hard.
No, Oza and Azula are busy. Oza and Azula are busy. He has to go check on them.
The crazy thing is I can hear you guys.
I've had enough of your upbringing, father. I challenge you to an Agnikai. Azula, what the hell is wrong with you? I'll defeat you, father.
Oh, Lord.
We can hear you now.
Agnikai is crazy. Agnikai is crazy.
Okay.
Like, every time you have a disagreement, we must set each other on fire. Thank God the Fire Lord took over. Thank God Zuko was the Fire Lord, and he's like, yeah, we're stopping all of that now.
And you
anyway.
realize it's not even about it's not even about being right or wrong. It's just basically who's the better fighter.
True.
So it's not whether your point has facts. Or I can literally go to BuckMeister. I can literally go to BuckMeister. That is the moon, and BuckMeister says no, it's not. And then he's like challenged me to Agnikai, and he kills me, and now that's no longer the moon.
Oh yeah,
That's no longer the moon, just because I wasn't the better fighter.
The flat earthers would have such a great time if they had the Agnikai option.
No.
The world is flat.
Oh.
No, it's round. Agnikai. I'm sorry to end like this, brother. No, you're not.
Sabang.
Anyway, Zuko, you were saying?
Yeah. So I was saying my rating for the same reasons as Buck. It's gonna be an 8.5. I enjoyed it. It made me feel good. I enjoyed the characters, the good and the bad guys. There was a couple of things that weren't fleshed out properly, like the relationship with the boss and Tola. What other thing made Bode so hard-headed? Because remember, they really just show him saying, they didn't show like his mother suffering and him seeing that and that making him cold. So uh, yeah, so maybe just a little bit more of that, because I think that's why also I just feel like he was just mean and selfish from the get go, because you just see him
Yeah, I mean
angry
they set it up,
from,
but they don't like we don't get to sit with
yeah, they
it. We
don't,
got to see like his mom pass. Like if his mom got sick, like Cole's mom, and she didn't make it, that would make
yeah,
him very much like, yeah, screw everybody, screw the Islanders, and all of that stuff. Like it would
mm,
reinforce his motivation. But again, I feel like they had that
and
idea, they just didn't have the time.
yeah, and probably maybe just how he got his gang together, because they seem like a fun bunch. But however, on the whole, I enjoyed it. I would recommend it to people. And yeah, man, it's watch it, please. If you haven't watched it, watch it. You
I,
won't regret it.
I will. My recommendation: watch it from beginning to end. If you, like I said, for all those people with a sour taste in their mouth from watching a certain live adaptation, this really came as a soothing balm. It was like getting sunburned and getting an aloe vera ointment on your skin. Very. I can recommend it over and over again. I mean,
You got burned by the live action Fire Lord. Now you
yes,
need now you need to reclaim your honor by watching Iwaju.
yeah. So
Hey, man.
it was a refreshing story. Like I said, I watched it with my dad. He's watching it again. I think what would have knocked him over into the hyperfixation point would have been if they'd worked on the music just a little more. Because if there's that one,
Mm,
if there's one thing that hooks this show, sometimes is the score. And if they just
mm,
had that one
Mm.
small number, like in Frozen, there's the Let It Go. In I can't think of anything else now. Then I'm busy giving an example.
what in Mortal Kombat
Like
they have the
in,
Mortal Kombat theme.
There's the Mortal Kombat theme. There's also that one.
yeah, like in T'Challa, the T'Challa yo, T'Challa
Yeah,
yo,
Mm.
T'Challa yo.
there's also like even in Kung Fu
He
Panda.
did,
There's that
did,
wonderful. There's that wonderful score they like to implement whenever like whenever Uwe says
Oh.
is like a sense. There's always a particular
Mm.
there's a particular
mm,
carrying theme, and that's always carried by the music.
And also, yeah, like theme songs for people, like just little theme, like
Yeah,
just a little dum dum
I believe the
for
term,
like a certain person.
I believe the term is called a leitmotif or something like that. Correct me, music fans below, because I know you guys know it because I
Mm.
listen to these people say that
Oh.
this character's leitmotif sounds like this, that character, and like even with the what you call her, Shuri. Shuri had her own leitmotif, but when she ascended to become the new Black Panther, they combined hers with T'Challa's. If you listen to it, if you listen to the music score at that moment, so those are the things that communicate a story non-verbally. And I know my father is very
Mm.
receptive to those type of things. That's why he
mm.
can watch a movie for years. And I'm talking about like the OG Robin Hood. He still watches it to this day. So I know, I know that that's the one thing.
Hey, man.
That I because of that I'm
That
going to have to take
that
a.
theme song slaps, man. Brian Adams did what needed to be done there, bruh. Brian Adams was like, "Yo, they're about to kick my wife out my wife out the house.
You know
My
that
daughter needs braces. Like, yo,
they're
eh,
gonna,
dang, like, yo,
they're gonna repossess the lawn. I don't know how they're gonna repossess the lawn. But
eh,
repossess
dang,
the lawn.
dang. They
It's
were like,
time to
yo, the pebbles
compose.
have to go as well. Like, yo,
No?
I was like, hey, dang, let me put in that work.
So
Him and the guy that
And
sang
you
the
just reminded
Pokemon
me.
theme
Actually, I
song.
need to watch Kung Fu Panda, because Kung Fu Panda 4 is coming out soon.
it's
So I
already
need
out.
to
Hey,
refresh.
people are like apparently it's not screening well, but anyway, that's another story for
No,
another
I
day.
think people don't realize about okay, my official score is a 9 out of 10, by the way. Yay, watch it. But then moving on to Kung Fu Panda 4, the biggest issue I'm finding with people with Kung Fu Panda 4 is that it's not really meant for us, the guys who grew up with Kung Fu Panda 4. It's a
Mm.
from the get go, it seems like it's a passing of the baton from for our generation to the next generation, if you know what I mean. So
Mm,
so people are having a big issue. It's like it's like the same people who had a big gripe about John Wick, the latest one. Spoiler alert for people who've been living under a rock. John Wick dies. Come at me. I already know people could try to shoot me after that, but and people.
Why did you say that?
People didn't like it because they expect John Wick to be the story of John Wick to go on forever, if you know what I mean. Because they put
Look, guys.
they
Who
put,
else is he gonna kill? Like
Yeah.
the only thing now, he needs to go to
Yeah,
hell.
I
and
thought
start
he was
killing
just
people
gonna
now.
retire. I thought they were just gonna let bro retire, but apparently not.
it's just that it's just that people see so much of themselves in the character they aspire to be in John Wick, for an example. And for us, in case we see so much of ourselves in Poe, like, big fat guy dreamed of being in the martial arts world, finally makes it big. We want that story to continue with us as we continue, but it can't happen like that. There comes a point where our part of the story it ends and it needs to move to the next thing, and it comes with a lot of growing pains. So that's what's happened with this Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, but I mean, like now the problem is that now for the whoever's supposed to be the next person, is it still going to be a panda? Is it still going to be Kung Fu Panda? Because that's like the IP. It's just like, and also I think if you're like, for me, as I grow up, I just learned that the stuff that I like is going to get touched and messed with in ways that I don't like. So I'm just going to have to stick to the stuff that I do like. I'm cast genjutsu on myself, and then whatever else comes out afterwards is not my business.
And it also highlights an ongoing problem with Disney, is that Disney cannot put those two words behind any IP. The end. It's never the end. It's always for now.
Yeah.
So
But anyway, I think
And
that
you know the
wraps up
crazy part
everything
is-
about Iwaju.
yeah, I think that wraps things up.
Yeah, that wraps out
Please
everything.
watch it.
And the crazy
Enjoy
part,
it.
before we wrap up, the crazy part about Disney is there's so many more stories. Or they could literally just take one story and flip it differently into something else.
Yeah.
They don't have to like take that as is. They could take a Kung
Remake
Fu
Treasure
Panda.
Planet, Disney. Freaking hell.
Like,
do
yeah, you could
Treasure
literally
Planet
take Kung
again.
Fu Panda, make it I don't know, cooking horse type of thing. I'm being crazy, but like just take Kung Fu Panda, make it a cooking horse. Same concept, different thing. And it doesn't have to be Kung Fu Panda. You can just flip it a little bit.
We can expand on the universe. It's so easy.
Yeah,
Yeah, Soma going to the Furious 5 prequel series or something, or Tales of
that
Sifu.
one. You see there. And we're still in the Kung Fu Panda universe. It's not even the wild flip I was doing.
Mm.
I'd
Okay,
watch Kung Fu
that's
Ghost,
the end of that.
Anyway, let's wrap things up. Thank you for lasting up until this point. I do hope that you enjoyed us. I do hope you go watch Iwaju. Highly recommended for us.
Enjoyed us. Yeah, but
Yes, you enjoyed enjoyed the podcast, but ooh, guy. And I thought I was the thirsty one of the group. Hey, these
Lord.
days,
but
at these days, I'm going to lose my crown. I need to work on myself.
that's because Kinsitse Subanyana. That's because Kinsitse Subanyana.
Yes. The council, the Alphabet Mafia council members are looking at me like, Prince Khala, your status as the most perverted one is being challenged, and you're doing nothing to reclaim your honor. You better be.
Combat.
It's either you reclaim your status as the big whore of the group, or you get cast out. It is your choice.
Fatality.
Glaze him.
And that monologue is being pronounced by Azula. I don't know how she managed to become a member of the Alphabet Gang, but there she is.
I don't think she might be. Who knows?
Anyway, guys, we hope that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please follow these guys on their official pages. They're also awesome. They also do a lot of awesome work. Zuko, he's on Instagram. Plug his Instagram so that he can get monetized there. We need money. We need money for water.
Guys, I can't share stories on my Instagram, and I still can't share stories. I don't know why. I need to figure it out. It doesn't make
Follow him
sense
on
because
Twitter.
Oh, I tweet too much nonsense.
Yeah. Follow him on
Let's
Twitter.
Shout out to Mr.
let's tweet
Extrodin. Sorry we
together.
lost him halfway. Please follow
Yeah.
him. Shout out to Mr. Extrodin.
One of Mr. Extrodin, he goes into deep dives about movies and stuff. He's really knowledgeable. Catch us next week on our super. We leave it only once. Catch us next week on our gigantic orgy of the show. It's going to.
Oh Lord.
Wait. They're going to be. Oh, okay. No, they're not 6 of us. They're going to be 5. So it's going to. It won't be that one girl with 5 guys thing. It's just
5 guys.
So you've
But
just given up on monetization. Great. I see.
at the very end of the episode, these guys have been working hard. The guys tried monetizing us. We'll be listening from the beginning to end. This guy is not a well-balanced channel. What is that? What?
Nani?
I've been really trying.
Anyway, I want to become more viral than herpes. The only way herpes spread is to mouth to mouth. So please talk about it to your friends and family. We are growing again. We've gone to 115 subscribers. I want 1,000. Let's keep it up. We love you guys. We hope you guys see you next week. Peace out.
Peace.
Cartoon, Mazisha.